with the same sex
Yeah,
as they are a lot of the time.
he admitted there was a secondary reason for it, which would have been the pleasure part.
Oh, sure, sure,
Yeah.
but the instinctual reason there, he's saying that it's an instinctual reason, and it's
Oh,
not. And
yeah, yeah.
I would add that in my lifetime, less than 50 years, the population of the Earth has more than doubled. Why are we so worried about procreation?
I would say this, that is true, but also you do understand like we're in like a population collapse as well. Like there is some serious.
No, we're not. 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 The math tells you we're
like
not.
not really.
The math tells you we're not.
Guys,
The population
I don't
has
do this. Hold on. I don't do this. We're not going to yell at each other. We're having a conversation. One at a time.
the math will tell you that it's not true. The population has more than doubled in 50 years. How is that a population collapse? The only animal on this planet that breeds and reproduces and spreads across the globe faster
you into the conversation. And again, what you're doing is double speak, because the truth of the matter is if you guys keep doing this weird double speak where you are focusing on shit that does not matter, which is what people do in their bedrooms, then you're going to end up in a place where people will out
No, but like
population.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's like I said, and like, please, you're everybody's reading into what I'm saying is like I do think I have a huge issue with the social programs that we have and the way that
They're never gonna go away. So why are you even talking about it on this
they have
channel?
to go away. That's the issue, right? So
Social
like
programs have to go away.
because that's what I'm trying to say is that like if you guys understand this is like if for example when Social Security first started there was 10-1, there was 10 people like giving into Social Security and one person withdrawing. It's just math, and like now we're getting down to like lower than 2-1. So
Yeah,
like
if I could, I'd like to weigh in on this
Oh,
at some point.
Hoodlum, you cannot, because you
Why?
have not been introduced into the
Can I be
conversation.
introduced? Can I be introduced, please?
You can shut the fuck up. Go ahead, Alons.
Oh no, I was just saying that I made my point is that it's just math, right? If you only have one person that's giving into Social Security, like the system collapses on itself. So like I if you wanted to say like this is like it's a contradiction to me. It's like maybe I don't really care about the amount of people.
Hold on. I just looked it up. Human population is not in decline. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to continue growing over the next several decades, if not longer.
So you're saying decades. I agree with you, right? So like over the next couple decades, but look out like 100. Look that up. Well, if you're looking it up,
More decades, which is actually more than 4. So like we're talking 50, maybe even 100 years more into the future. It's going to keep on growing.
Where do you see that? Because
It's
like
you go to Google, type in "is human population declining" and see what you get. There's nothing showing that it is.
Hey, host.
No, Hoodlum,
please?
shut the fuck up. You have not been introduced yet.
In a minute, Hoodlum.
Sorry, Benny. I accidentally muted you. I was trying to get Hoodlum.
Oh no, you're fine. Hoodie, you know the rules when it comes to these things. Come on.
One at a time. All right.
I think Anom was next, and then
Party Rogue too.
Party Rogue has been already in
Yeah.
interjecting. What did you want to say, Party Rogue?
Man. Well, now that I'm on, it's like kind of hard to say which one because there was a lot of different points I wanted to go into before, but I didn't want to interject. What I do want to say is for South Korea and places like Japan, a big factor in their collapsing populations is also they don't accept as many immigrants into their countries. So like we're just not taking that into account that like they're not being able to pay into their versions of Social Security because they don't have the working populations. It's more of a working population collapse. In the United States, there's plenty of immigrants that come in and they work and they pay into those programs. So I wouldn't be as worried about Social Security in the US, like regardless of what like Elon Musk goes on to Joe Rogan to talk about. I wouldn't listen to that like whatsoever. I know the US does have like some collapsing populations, but not really. Like it is definitely manageable and it's not to the point where it's irreplaceable. I think when people are talking about population collapse in the US, they're talking about the white population going down. It's less than half now, and that's what they mean by a dog whistle. So I think that needs to be clarified. Because
can I
feel like
that?
people are making it about something it's not. But yeah.
Yeah, but like, can I address that actually? Because like, I don't really care about like the shade of your skin, but if you are a group of people and you need to consistently import more people into that system, that means that to me the system is failing. It's the same thing like you were talking about most of the East Asian countries are having massive problems, and if I'm caring about that, like that obviously shows I don't care about like skin color. My point being is like if you are relying on importing people into a group to sustain the system, don't you think that that system's kind of messed up? And there's something that is like oppressing.
I'm
No.
confused. Why are we
Let
worried
me
about
finish.
South Korea? We're talking about America in this live. Like what?
Right.
You said you
And
said
additionally,
Yeah,
to
but like the
hold
reason
on,
I'm saying
hold on,
no,
hold on. And to your point,
And so that tracks, right? White cis het males account for 70%, 71 actually, percent of essays towards children.
How many of those are Jews?
And they account for less than 46% of the population. So do the math.
How many of those are like Zionist Jews in the United States, though?
Oh, how? No. First of all,
look at the Talmud,
no, absolutely
before
not.
you start
Absolutely
go
not.
to the Talmud.
Absolutely not.
Hold on. First and foremost, I'm going to clear up one thing. I just looked up this whole chant thing you're talking about. There was a march for drag queens, and one person, and it is very unclear as to who it was, whether they were part of the gay community or not, or whether they were on opposition, chanted what you said. And you are conflating it to being all gay people and as being that entire group of people, or even the entire group of people that were at that march. You were factually incorrect. It was one person, and it was unknown who and what side they were on.
Sir, there's videos on TikTok where you can see the whole crowd chanting, "We're coming for your children." An LGBTQ man who like the community went up there and chanted that in a drag queen thing for LGBTQ.
Could I say something as like a Christian and very conservative? Is like, if you believe everything,
You may not.
No, I'm gonna back you guys up.
You may
No,
not.
I'm not done with him because I also just read it again, and it says there was a group chanting, "We're here, we're queer, and we're not shopping anywhere." And one person above all those chants that was louder, that was circulated on your type of media, right-wing media, amplified that person's voice to make it sound like everybody else was doing it. Says so right in all the articles. If you watch the original videos of the chants, they're saying one specific quote, and there's one other person chanting something opposite. You are, again, misled, propagandized, or don't give a shit because you just don't like gay people, and you just want to
They're not.
It's
They're
one
not
of the
going
two.
to chalk up.
Then it was a lie.
one
Then why
person's
spread a lie?
speech and then make it
Why
sound like
spread
it's
a lie?
women and men?
Why spread a
It
lie?
was men and women who chanted.
Why
Is what I'm saying.
spread a lie?
It's not a lie when it happened.
It was literally a lie that you just told.
You just said you looked it up and they were chanting
Yes and no. One person chanted it. You
Yes,
again
no,
just
they
lied.
were. They
One
literally
person.
were. They were-
One out of
they
an
were
entire
on the
group of
news
people.
chanting it.
One.
There was a
One
whole group
person.
on the news. Show.
He did not listen to a fuck thing I said. Not a fuck thing I said.
Yeah.
One person out of the entire group chanted it. The rest of them chanted something else. You, in right-wing media, decided to make it something it wasn't.
Weird,
Look at the
kinda like
fuck
they
up.
did.
Try it again. Have reading comprehension, because what you said
I'm
is a
not on
fucking lie.
right media. I don't even identify with the government. I feel like the
Bullshit,
states
you
and
don't,
government
because you literally repeated what right-wing media had as a headline.
No.
Bullshit.
It was
You
there
are
on
a
the
liar.
No, sir. It was there on the
You
news, and it was all over
literally are
TikTok, and
lying.
Instagram, and Twitter.
Be so for real. You're fucking lying to everybody's fucking face.
but even then, it still wraps it back to my point. There was still a person who chanted
And
it,
I'm
and
mad.
One person, and they
No.
don't know who
It was
he was
among-
or who they
it was
were.
among
They
the
don't even know if it was
LGBTQ.
somebody in that crowd or if it was one of the counter people there. You again are trying to spread propaganda to make yourself feel better about being hateful.
So Noam, let me ask you:
Oh, no, man.
the one person that chanted that, are you so sure that they are part of the LGBTQI community because you met them on Grindr?
No, if there's a person going to a drag queen thing that was sponsored by the LGBT
There were counter
community,
protesters
and they're
there. They
chanting-
don't know if it was one of them or one of the people that was protesting. What are you talking about?
Right. And imagine judging an entire group of people based on what one person chanted. Imagine that. So imagine if we judged all YT men by what the person who unalived Charlie Kirk did. Imagine that.
Didn't he say it's not all gun owners, but it is?
Right. Not listen, because people unalive people, right? So imagine coming here to blame an entire group of people over what one person chanted. Imagine
We
that.
all already hate the opposite people who voted for Trump.
Okay. Do you mind if I say something?
They're,
Please?
We
they're,
do.
they're,
We
they're all
do.
over Reddit
We
talking about how
do.
their
We
children need to
do.
die.
I'm going to agree.
LGBT community talking about how their children need to be murdered. Are you serious?
Who's talking about
I'm going to
murdering
agree with
children?
you
Okay.
guys.
Who is talking about murdering children? Who?
Friends on Reddit, a part of the LGBTQ
And honestly,
community.
you
What
keep
are you talking
using
about? You're talking
Go to
about Reddit
Reddit.
posts? You're talking about
Right.
people on Reddit?
Look at all the
Are you
sick-ass people
fucking
on Reddit
serious?
saying hateful shit about
You
the
don't
kids who
know
fuck-
those people. You don't know who the fuck those people are. What are you talking about Reddit
You're
people?
fucking trans with the LGBTQ
How the fuck do
tags.
you know? Do you go to their
I
house?
have
Do
the
you
flags.
fucking know
I've seen
those
the
people?
posts. I have
Are you
physically
fucking
been on the
stupid?
fucking forum to see the posts.
This fucking
They're terrible
moron. This is a
fucking people.
fucking moron. That's what the fuck
Yeah,
is up.
I think we're gonna move on.
Yeah, no.
This is a fucking idiot.
Brian Kilmeade on Fox News just said
Yeah, fucking
that
believe the
homeless
Reddit
people
posts.
should be unalived
Gay people.
involuntarily. That they should be given
Reddit
involuntary
posts about gay people.
lethal injections. Should we assume that you and anybody that espouses or watches Fox News also agrees with that?
That's why I was going to say, if you don't mind, really quick.
No, we do. We
wa-
do. We do.
I
Go
love
back on
agreeing with
mute.
you.
I don't fucking care. Again, you came up here to talk in circles. We have other people on the panel. Hoodlum, give us your age.
50.
50, and you're still an ignorant asshole. Sek, go ahead. You wanted to jump into the conversation, and then we'll move to Hoodlum.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm so confused that when I jumped in, we were talking about population and why. Oh, he ran away. That person was so concerned about the population. I'm a little perplexed as to why he was so concerned about the population. We're at a crisis for resources, and he wants to put more babies in the world with no safety nets, especially in the United States, where they're yanking programs left and right. And he wants to add more babies to that till.
While he wants the programs to go away, the social programs to go away. Yes.
I'm at a loss as to why these types of people want the baby mills, i.e., women, to spout out these babies with absolutely no safety net. Because let's face it, who in the relationship is more likely to dip when there are children?
Yeah.
Who is telling the mother?
Yeah, it's definitely the men. And let me tell you why they want to keep the baby mill going, but remove the social programs, because that is the easiest way for you to create slave labor in this country. That's why. And that was the subtext of what he was saying.
It's an easy way for a man to make a woman subservient to him. If she has no social safety net to step away and she has to have those babies, she can't say no to him and she can't leave him. That's what MAGA men need in order to have a woman actually stay with them.
Yeah, it's really not hard. Like, just make having children more affordable. You know, like
Finally.
More affordable, better care, better hospital care, better care afterward, daycare. Well, then again, they want them to stay home, so they're not going to put daycare back into place where women can go to work because, I don't know, the man dipped and now they've got a child that they have to take care of with no safety nets.
Maybe regulate shit so that they're not getting pew-pewed at school. That might help too.
Yeah. And again, you guys are way more optimistic than me, because what I think they're trying to do is, again, create a working class to where they can put the lower class people back into these slave-like conditions where they're paying them very little for their labor so that they can continue to capitalize off of America working the way that it used to.
I mean, it already exists. That already exists. It's prisons. Like, they already do work there.
Right. But remember they had deregulated how they were doing that when we started bringing to light, like
Okay.
the activists were bringing to light what the enslaved people were doing, or the imprisoned people were doing in the slave-like conditions. So they cut back those programs. And so now they're starting to ramp up those programs again. So yeah, they had cut them back because they were making clothes, they were making shoes, all kinds of things. But then they rolled that back, and now they're starting to re-roll those out. So yes, I agree.
That makes sense considering that they want to bring manufacturing back. And that's really the only possible solution if you would ever bring manufacturing back to the United States, which is just such a, for like small things like plastics and toys, it just makes no feasible sense.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And once they begin to ramp up these programs back in the prisons again, and the companies start to actually make a profit because they're paying them either cents or like, I think the most that they were making it was like $1 a day to do these things. You're going to start seeing again these over policing of Black and brown neighborhoods to lock up people. Right.
You're right about that. I used to work at the county jail where I live, and we had about 1,500 inmates. We had about 800 or so trustees. Yeah, we'd pay them like $3 for 8 hours of work. It's wild.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's wild. So Hoodlum wanted to get in on the conversation, and then we will introduce Bree. Bree, are you over 21?
Yes, I'm 29.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead, Hoodlum.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to weigh in today. I was listening to RA, and I think that to some degree his point was lost. And there's actually a really good book that addresses this issue that is written by a gentleman by the name of Douglas Murray. It has to do with like this New Deal perspective when it comes to like a social safety net system. And RA was right to a degree, whereas when you look at a system, if you have to bring in immigrants to establish or to solidify the system, then ultimately the system is failing, right? And so when he was talking about the lowering of the birth rate, you looked at the global birth rate or population growth, but you didn't look at it specifically for the United States and specifically without the immigrants. And so this book by the gentleman of Douglas Murray addresses these concerns. And I wanted to weigh in when he was here. So
He's a hack.
Right. This is
Right into it.
bullshit.
You're basically are just some. I have somebody in the room with me who basically made a comment. They're correct. You're basically just describing white versus brown.
no, actually, I'm not.
You are,
And
because once an immigrant actually immigrates here, they're an American. So
that's not true.
that they're an American if they immigrate
That's
here.
not a guarantee. Being here in this country is not a right, sir. It's a privilege, number
I
one.
said immigrate here, as in they would get citizenship. That would make them Americans.
So I'm a little disappointed in your response. I thought we were going to
Care
engage
about
in a
your
willful
disappointment.
conversation.
Oh, my feelings. Oh, I don't like it.
I just
it's like
find-
people-
Your
People
roommate
work-
is the tops.
People work so hard to become citizens in this country. So it's really just ridiculous to me when people try to act as if like immigrants are like this huge issue when most immigrants
say
work
that.
extremely hard and people work very hard to become citizens. Like that test.
Yeah, but I didn't say, nor did I suggest anything that you just said, ma'am.
Hoodlum. Stop
Right.
speaking over her. Go ahead, Bree.
Half of the Americans in this country, including me probably, could not pass the exam that people have to pass to become Americans.
I'd like to see Hoodlum take
Again,
one
that
right
was
now.
not the point. That was
I'd
not
like
the
to-
point that I
I'd
was
like to see
making.
Hoodlum take
And the fact that you cannot
citizenship
engage
test
in a
right now.
conversation is kind of sad, to be honest with you.
Why is
Hoodlum.
it sad though?
Hoodlum, would you take a citizenship test right here in front of all of us right now? If the host is reading the questions to you, would you answer them and take the citizenship test and see how you do on it right now?
Okay, so again, sir, that is not the subject matter that we were talking about.
I
So,
didn't
Hoodie,
think you
let
would.
me address your point. Let me
So is
let me
that a
address
no?
your point. So, Hoodie, what do you expect then? Like an isolationist America where people are just breeding within, and there's just like there's no trade with other countries. We just all just keep having babies with each other somehow, and then we just fix it like by force, or
My point is this: the New Deal democratic social net system, right, is failing because of the high number of baby boomers that are retiring and that are going to swing the pendulum of the system. So whereas there's going to be much more benefits being taken out, right? And so what is required to maintain that system is to bring in what I'm going to call newcomers, so we can all be politically correct, okay? Because I understand that immigrants, it offends you and it makes you speak like you were just speaking. So
It
with that
offends
being
you.
said,
It doesn't
hold
offend
on, I'm
us.
almost done. I'm
No.
almost done. So
No, what you're
so
not
what I'm
going
saying
to do,
is that
what you're not
devalues
going to
labor in this
do,
country.
what you're not going to do is say things that are incendiary about us. The word immigrant does not bother us. It does not offend us. It offends you. So stop saying weird shit.
You guys tried to change the subject to the subject matter.
Would that be
So
the point?
it's done something.
I understand your point, but like there's other ways to address this, right? Like you could tax the rich. You could pay people better or whatever. You could make resources cheaper. You could lean in. You could lean into like social programs.
Right. I don't understand his point, Benny. Can you explain it to me? Because I completely fucking missed his point.
His point is that so since we're basically a net importer as far as it goes with population, that people are coming into the country, that's lowering the value of our workforce. When in fact, I say that our value of our workforce is lowering because prices are going up and CEOs are making more, and the wage differential between the lowest and the highest is growing.
Yeah, the middle class is shrinking day by day.
Yeah, I'm specifically talking about the social network that the government put into place and how cheap, inexpensive imported labor is devaluing wages.
It
And
doesn't
of course,
devalue wages. I just told you all earlier, if you weren't listening, billionaires are not going to pay you more to do the same jobs that immigrants do on the cheap. They're going to continue making that cheap, and they're not going to raise the wage because we bitch about it, as long as Donald Trump and people like him within the government continue to support them through subsidies and tax cuts the way that they do. They keep taking it from you, and they cause less jobs. You saw job growth has almost stagnated and is starting to reverse now. He's losing jobs. And you're going to tell me that somehow those people who can't contribute because they've now lost their job are going to flood down to these low-paying jobs? No. And those people are not going to pay them more. They're going to force those people to eventually have to take those jobs.
Are the corporations that are hiring, the low pay cost of undocumented workers, are they getting in trouble in any way?
No.
Are they learning any of this lesson at all?
No, we only punish the exploited, not the exploiter.
So can I respond now? So when you look at this very finite perspective that you take about maybe agricultural jobs, right? You're not factoring in the trade jobs or the entry-level manufacturing jobs that the immigrants are taking, and so because of that, right? It's the Keynesian model of economics with the supply and demand. Okay, when you have more people here willing to work, that is going to remove the scarcity of labor.
There are a ton of white people who are not working now.
Exactly.
It's very
I'm going to say
simple.
the ideology.
Hold on one second. There are people who are out of work right now. Do you realize that when Trump started this new weird government reduction initiative, there are now over 300,000 Black women who are out of jobs, and that's just Black women.
And I wanna comment on that alone, because I am a college educated Black woman with multiple years of experience in my field, and it took me 7 months this year to find a job. 7 months, and I applied to over 150 jobs on sites, on Indeed, on the direct websites, all of that.
Right.
So it's not. It's such a huge issue, and I've had to apply to jobs before, and it has never been this bad.
And here's the thing: you can only have so many tradesmen, hoodlum, within a given area. You can only have so many tradesmen. Like, and if these people do come here, and if they get a tradesman job, guess what? Like any other job, if you can't find work, what are you supposed to do? Just like any other specialization, what are you supposed to do?
What are you going to say when my response to you is that traditionally Democratic supports trade union jobs, and you're diverting from that to the point where
I'm not diverting from that. I literally just spoke on it.
See, why is it okay for you guys to interrupt?
It's my fucking show. I'm going to interject when you say something wrong about what I just said. I just talked about trade. I didn't deflect from it. I just talked about it. I acknowledge it's on the decline. But that's not immigration's fault, because guess what? These people are running scared. They're not in the job no more. And they're still fucking vacant. And white people still aren't fucking filling them.
You have not addressed the fact that your party is moving away from what made your party in the first place.
No, we're not.
That is
we encourage trade jobs
sir.
too. We don't give a fuck what you do as long as you do something.
Well, you know what, sir? I'm not going to stop you from making a mistake, because what you're doing is you're killing.
What am I making a mistake about, hoodlum?
You are unaliving the Democrat
Who
Party.
Am I unaliving? How am I unaliving them? I support trade jobs. What are you talking about?
By what? Flooding the country with cheap labor?
I didn't flood the country with cheap labor.
Your president did.
My president didn't.
Who's busting all the unions?
You all act like Biden literally wrote down, open the floodgates, let everybody in, invite people in. Hell, bring them over, we'll pay for a plane ticket. It should never happen. You all make up this fantasy thing where people just marched in droves up to the fucking southern border, and Biden was there going, come in. None of that fucking happened. He didn't even order any of that. People just showed the fuck up because we kept fucking with their shit. This is where I want us to fucking get it. White people need to get it through their motherfucking heads. We all need to get it through our fucking heads. We, as a country, have fucked with almost every South American country and Central American country since the fucking beginning, since we washed up on these goddamn shores and had to be taught how to be bathed by those people. Y'all act like this bullshit was not our own fucking fault, that they are destabilized and have to come here for asylum or refugee because we've been and fucked their shit up. Look what Donald Trump did to Venezuela the first time around when he fucked with them and almost crashed their entire economy, which led a lot of them to come up here. You all are fucking idiots. You don't see beyond your own fucking bubble. And you think you know every goddamn thing there is, but you don't take accountability for any of the shit you all have fucked up along the way.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You beat me to it.
Well, have fun destroying your party, sir. Have fun.
I don't belong to a party. I don't give a fuck about Democrats or Republicans. Y'all can go for all I give a shit. We need 5 different parties. 5 motherfucking parties. All of them different from you motherfucking people. So sick of it. If y'all want to go have a white people party, go have a fucking white people party. I'll be a fucking mayo sapien with spices and go over here with all the other people because I don't like y'all. Y'all are my last fucking nerve.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. They are so myopic about the history of this country. They have been fucking up people's shit since they put their lily white toes on the shore of North America. And they seem to have this massive amount of amnesia. like the dregs of Europe decide to come over here once they touched American shores. Now all
guys
of a
have a good
sudden
day.
they're all this and they're all that. It was the dregs of Europe that came over here, and they have been fucking up shit since they touched the shore. And now they pretend like they're not the ones that fuck shit up.
Age has gone up since 1997 federally, and you're going to sit there and say that it's because of immigration?
Yeah. Party Rogue wanted to jump in.
Go ahead, Party. He already ran, but that's fine.
Thank you. So I just shit. What was poop? What was I gonna say? I said that by
Sorry,
accident.
guys. I normally try to run a peaceful live, especially
Yeah.
lately, but like shit like that, I'm just at a point, you know? What? I'm so sick of our shit.
Yeah. I really wish I remember my point. Yeah, what he said kind of threw me off completely. It was more just along the lines of his stats seemed pretty wrong, and I just like. Can we just kind of go over kind of what he talked about last, and maybe you'll jog my memory, because it was sort of.
He was talking about the trades jobs and how the Democratic Socialist Party, whatever he was calling it. Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, why do they always think like people on the left are like we're Democrats? Like, why we don't identify as that? Like, there's a reason the Democrats have such a low rating.
It's
like,
because they think that Democrat, Socialist, Communist, Leftist, Liberal, and Democratic Socialist, they think they're all literally the same thing.
That makes sense because it's wild. Because it's like, are they like really under this umbrella that they're like so tribal that they just think it's like the same thing, like that the way that they worship and venerate their political leaders, we do too? Because like I don't remember people being like, "Yo, Biden is so cool." Like never once has that been said, like not once by anyone.
He's a curmudgeonly old man that I really didn't want to vote for in the first place, but I had no fucking choice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like it's weird that they compare it in their head that way. So I just wanted to mention that. That's kind of really all.
Yeah. And I think it's also weird that while Hoodlum was up here talking about what the Democrats have done to force this labor, right? Get out of trade jobs and low paying jobs. My wife works for the federal government. Okay. And Trump has dismantled the unions and is continuing to. He's picking them apart to where now her dues, they don't come automatically out of her paycheck. She has to actively go in and pay her union dues so he's adding steps. Not only that, but he's further picking it apart by refusing to allow a federal campus for the union members. They used to have a place set up on the campus where the union people could come and talk to all of the people who were a part of the union. So he is slowly picking it apart. And if you want to talk about what is going to harm wages, it's going to be dismantling of the unions.
Yeah, he's a known union buster. Him and Elon both were. That's why it's so funny to me that people idolize them and go for them. It's so weird.
Really?
Sorry, Patty. I didn't mean to cut you off. Hold on, guys. Sorry, Patty. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just like...
No, it's okay. That's fine. I'll let other people speak because then we have to bring in Angel. He's been waiting patiently. So.
Oh yeah, Angel is actually next to speak, Bree. Then we'll come back up to you. Okay, Angel, go ahead. Yeah, I saw you had your you made a comment. You wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah. Just touching on what you guys were speaking of before and how all of this was stolen land and everything. And reading up on just how everything first started with Christopher Columbus, even though he was not the first one to come. It wasn't even trying to come here. But the way he spoke of the Native Americans in the first place, of being timid and weaponless and kind to them when they arrived, but still subjecting them to slavery in the end of the day, taking them hostage and bringing more people to quote unquote better this place. But we see where it's all led at the end of the day. it was just cycles of hate, and it continues to go in cycles because history repeats itself over and over again.
Well, they're revising history right now. Like Trump just passed a thing, or it was an EO or something about getting rid of like all national parks from mentioning slavery at all, like having any like
anything to do with them. Anything to do with it at all.
Like, seriously.
Yep. Which is going to include all the historical places in the South.
And
close the museums and everything that speak about all the bloodshed that has gone to make this country.
Because they want to say that, yes, slavery happened, but it wasn't that bad. Let's all move on.
Let's move on. Let's not talk about
crazy.
it. But and this is the thing, like with the revisionist history that's happening, because we know that Pam Bondi just talked about how she's going to start targeting people for hate speech, right? This is the party that was for free speech, right? They were all, what about our free speech? Now they're targeting people for free speech. Not only that, I was watching the congressional hearing. Cash Patel was testifying this morning about what happened with the Kirk thing. And they were talking about, there was a Republican congressman who was making the opening statement and saying that they took a poll and they found that 13% of liberal people are okay with political violence, as opposed to 3% of conservatives who are okay with political violence. And he was saying that to Cash Patel to say that you need to use these numbers to attack liberal people because they are more conducive or tolerant of political violence. But my question in all that is, how many of those 13% of liberals have actually acted on political violence, as opposed to the 3% of conservatives who have acted on political violence? Because we know it's mostly these conservative people who are acting on political violence.
I would also like to know what the motives behind any political violence that was committed were. Were they part of an oppressed group that just they've lost their shit as a result?
Exactly. But they don't talk about that. He just wants to use these inflated numbers to feed into, of course, Cash Patel. That was before Cory Booker went apeshit on him and told him that Trump was coming for his job next because he was a token. But that's conversation for a different day, Dugald.
We'll have to run a whole separate live for that. All right, Bree, I know you wanted to make a comment, then we'll come down to Miss Michelle there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go back to my baby, but thank y'all for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, okay. I thought she had a comment else before she was going to drop. All right, that works.
No, my anticipation. I was like,
it was like. All right, Miss Michelle, you're over 21, I assume?
Yes, way over 21.
Perfect. What did you want to say?
I am pretty fed up with the selective outrage.
Yeah.
How are you more outraged when it comes to Charlie Kirk than Uvalde, than the two other pews that happened in schools, or the latest that took place on Delta State University campus where a young man was found from a tree, legs broken. Two of them on the same day. I'm done. I am tired of it. I believe that the right want us to coddle them in this time of need, but you want those who have been dealing with this, especially the oppressed, especially Black people, you want us to hold your hand while we have watched Emmett Till, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Time is not going to stop for you because you want to hold this man on a pedestal who was a racist and a white tea supremacist. We're tired. I'm tired. It's beyond disgusting. And at this point, the country is already burning down. And it's only what? We're only in September.
9 months in.
We're not going to last the way this is going. It's going to be burnt down to the studs by this time next year if we keep going at this pace.
And these protests keep getting bigger and bigger and more numerous and more frequent.
And I'm going to tell you something. Us black folks, we're in the house.
I already know.
I just load up how to do this new line dance. I mean, it's...
You out here living your best black life, huh?
Keep it being moisturized and unbothered. You understand? Making sure my daughter is safely at school. She knows how to defend her. I mean, she's only 13, but she knows how to, defend herself. Make sure she knows, anything goes down. I have to call my mom before I speak to anyone. So let me call my mom first. I live in Texas, so they can't have their phones, but she has her little ear tag and tracker, so I know what's going on at all times and where she is. But yeah, she's just like, I know what to do, Mom. I know that, but we stay far out the way. And I'm trying not to be aggravated. I'm out of tears at this point.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do. And it's just a sad, sad world. This is not the world that I lived in, unfortunately, under the Obama administration. Life was really good. We got along. We were respected. When I went over to other countries, they loved him being the president. Everybody might not have liked him, but they respected him. He was a good person.
Yeah, but here's what happened, though. And coming from a person who was raised amongst this type of crowd, right? The most racist of them sat there for 8 years seething, right? A lot of them very rich. So those people joined up with the Heritage Foundation and supporting of other very right-wing stuff, like the original version of MAGA, which was the Tea Party, so on and so forth. Like, this has been brewing for a while, and it has to just do with the fact, because you notice Trump's entire platform was just undoing everything Obama ever did.
Because he's jealous. I'm like, I'm sorry. We don't,
Exactly.
We didn't, it's like, to me, the way that I was raised, the stereotypes that everybody wants to play into. I come from a 2-parent household. Both my parents are very successful. Both my parents taught me that I have to be double perfect. Both my parents taught me that I have to be double perfect just to get a seat at the table, due to the fact that I was I was black, and B, I was a woman. So that was like, I had a double negative. I was already behind the six then. So with that being said, that was ingrained in me to do whatever I need to do. Now I'm about to finish up my master's, working on, moving forward. It's just, to me, you've had a 400-year head start and you're still upset. Why are you so angry? You have the House, you have the presidency, you have undone DEI, you have undone affirmative action, you have rolled back Roe versus Wade. You have everything you have possibly ever wanted in what you voted for. Why are you so mad? Why are you so angry?
Oh, that was Joy Reid's
yes
speech. I watched that a couple times, actually.
Why? What is it? Why are you so upset? What, you have everything you've ever wanted, voted for, whatever it may be. Why are you still upset? Why are you so angry? What
They
is
want
it?
certain people gone, and they want certain people doing basically free or next to nothing labor, and they want others to go back into a closet and contribute to society the way that they deem is right.
That's what
You
they
want us to be destitute? Is this what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what they want. They want to go back to they're trying to go back to the 50s, right? But what they really want to do is roll it back to where people were working for them on plantations, and they got a chance to sit out on the porch and drink lemonade that was made by Mammy. That's what they want.
Baby, I would poison it before I ever go back to somebody's field.
I
That
don't
He
would
said, "You've seen the help, but you ain't seen nothing."
you would okay, you ain't two slices. It's not even gonna take you two dealing with me.
She said,
Never.
"Fuck the help, you ain't seen shit."
Baby,
I never
your whole
understood
family,
the
your whole bloodline be
Make
gone
America
dealing with
Great
me.
Again stance, because I was always looking back in history and like, when was it that great?
Never.
Exactly. And I never understood that quote because it was built on such horrible and bloody times that it was never great. We were getting closer to greatness, but it was not back then, for sure.
Yeah.
They don't
For a certain demographic, right?
Right.
they don't want
Great for
to
the white party where everything was done for them.
right, but they don't want to acknowledge what they did. They don't want to acknowledge what this country was actually built on.
Yeah.
That's what that's what it really all boils down to. You don't want to acknowledge that the stereotypes that you put on people of color, especially black people, oh, we're bad, we don't, you know, single parent households, they don't really understand that the government assistance program was built for white tea people, for those white tea women who were at home and their husbands were off at war, enabling them to become single mothers. They don't want to put that out there because at that point in time, black people couldn't even get government assistance when they first started out that program. It was for the white tea women who were at home with their kids when their husbands were off to war.
They're gonna be real mad once these DEIs start affecting the white ladies, who all of a sudden they have to go back home.
It's already affecting them.
Jennifer J, you're over 21.
Black slaves and their children becoming citizens.
Hold on one second, Angel. Hold on one second. Jennifer, are you over 21? Jennifer?
Jennifer J.
Uh-oh. I don't think
You might not know she's up here. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Angel.
Just saying, for the birthright citizenship that's in the Constitution, that was also made for black women slaves and their children's getting citizenship. It was made for that, yet people get it twisted and say it's for infiltration of other people coming to this country. And I'm like, y'all want to twist everything that was made for a good cause. Or
Not realizing that it also blocks out the Native Americans in the whole thing too.
That part. And then that is true. And I still want to ask, how can you discover something that was already here and people already lived here? And then you want to do Black Americans so bad when Black people had to teach you how to even farm your land and clothe yourself and clean yourself and teach you how to be clean.
Even speaking of farms, though, that's something we should be looking at, because the farmers in this country are talking about the trouble that every single farm is having. So imagine I'm going to give it 6 months, you think, Dugald, because they're talking about food shortages because they don't have enough people.
Every farm but the Black ran farms are struggling.
Some of the black farms are too.
They're not struggling, but you know what? They always struggle because they never got the subsidies, so they're understanding what to do with their struggles, but they're not.
Hold on, because we want to be accurate. There were Black farmers who were getting subsidies, and they were cut off first. So yes, they are struggling, but there were some farmers who never were able to get those subsidies, and they've been able to do. But
because a lot of those subsidies actually went to corporate farms that came in and bought up the bankrupt farms from the other legacy farms that got lost.
Right.
So a lot of those companies got those subsidies, and that's where it got real fucked up.
Yeah, but
I'm looking that up right now because I was when I was researching, it said the majority of the Black farmers did not get the subsidies. You just taught me something new.
They may not have, but I'm telling you, it's most likely because those subsidies went toward those corporate farms versus other actual independently owned farms. Because even a lot of the white farmers didn't wind up getting even near the
Because it was $2 billion.
Yeah,
Is it $2 billion?
most of that did not go to individual farmers. If you actually look, I'm not saying that black farmers didn't get.
Oh no, I like to learn. So please tell me if I'm wrong.
What I'm saying is there's probably is a disparity as far as how many of the white farmers versus the black farmers got these subsidies or whatever. But what I am saying is like across the board, none of them got very much because most of it went toward these corporate.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then when they were cutting funding to the farmers, it was the black farmers who were affected first.
Oh yeah, we always first.
Right. So now they're looking at all of the other farmers and they're talking about the trouble that their farms are in. And I'm looking at maybe 6 months before we start having food shortages in this country.
I will reasonably say 8 because Canada is awful nice and will probably give food to people somewhere.
Mexico too. Don't forget Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico.
That's only an extreme emergency type of deal.
Yo, they always come through, which is wild. Like every wildfire, every flood, it's like we don't deserve it. To be
actually,
real.
so does Mexico. They show up when there's stuff too.
That's why people are learning how to like grow
helped during that
vegetables
flood in
themselves.
Texas.
Yeah, oh God. Have you noticed that a lot of people are learning how to do a lot of things themselves, like farm, grow their own vegetables in their backyard, things of that nature? Like,
Keep your food good.
I am all about the people that I have met through this app and the people I know in real life just going and making a commune somewhere when the shit goes down and never fucking with these people again.
And then have you guys noticed that everyone who was so like pro-Trump before the election, they have, sneakily taken their flags down or removed their stickers and they want to be welcomed back in the fold? And I'm like, I will never welcome any of you back.
I voted for him because of economics. I thought he'd improve the economy, is what they always say. It's like, bro, like what did he do last time that made you think that?
Look at his history with his own businesses going bankrupt. What made you think he was a good businessman?
That's my first argument. But the second argument is like the first term itself, the reason they're gaslit on that and they think that he still did well is because right when his policies start to actually affect the economy and it started to actually start to tank, COVID.
Right. And then they don't understand. Right.
Got to blame
and they never understand. I'm like, do you not understand that when something like that happens, your economy is flat. There is nothing that you're able to do. So he actually made our economy worse by flooding it. Like he made it worse. He has spent the most money out of any other president. Like presidents combined.
Building a golden ballroom. Y'all were duped.
There's no way it's $200 million for a ballroom. I'm sorry. Even in the White House, there's no way.
And on top of that, why was it a golden ballroom, ostentatious, ugly eyesore of a golden ballroom?
It's not even real gold. It's if water hits it too long, it's gonna start to turn green.
It might, but then again, I know this man's taste, and he might actually go and do it. He might sacrifice some people's national treasures to do it, but he'll do it.
Exactly, because
he's so the Rose Garden too.
Yep,
get rid of all the green.
Yep, he paved over the garden. Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. This man is so ostentatious.
Leaving that house.
And yeah, I was just about to say that, Dugald. Mind meld. I was about to say he's so ostentatious. He's gonna put all this money into updating the White House the way he wants it, and he's not gonna want to leave.
Nope.
Like
nobody designs for themselves. They don't redesign the entire White House for themselves.
No, they don't.
Got an intention on staying around.
Because it's not their house. It's the people's house.
Right.
It is not theirs.
Right. But here you go.
Is he still keeping that jet after he bombed Qatar or Israel bombed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, what's going on with that?
Qatar did ask for it back, but...
Goddamn liberals think you know everything. You know what? I'm going to show you what a 12 gauge does when I shoot you in the throat.
Oh, I thought that was one of you, like, trying to be funny, but I noticed another dude.
This is a new person.
Wow.
I mean, I wonder, this is my question for people like Turban, right? Like, what is it that you think is going to happen when you are out here apparently assaulting people with pew-pews? Do you think that people are just going to stand by and let you? Or do you realize that the 2A is for everyone?
Why is this woman talking like she knows something?
If you don't get your
I'm sick of the
2 brain cells, your brother, your mother, and your uncle are brother and sister. Get away from us. That is the most ridiculous crap I've ever heard in my entire life. Don't have 2 brain cells to rub together, but this is what you guys do. Like,
When
that
you
is cool.
When you said brother, sister, mother, I was like confused, and I was like, oh wait, he's like from one of those families that are like brother, sister.
Yeah. Your
His
brother,
uncle,
sister,
cousin, and his mom, grandma.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, they're so ridiculous. And you're doing all of this because a Republican Christian national assassinated. Or can I say that or no? Can I say that word?
He was pew-pewed or something like that.
Okay. Pew-pewed what y'all thought who was the Holy Grail. Y'all need to get a life and do something.
Y'all need higher standards.
Something.
Yeah, why are they talking about this dude like
These are the same people that just let the water wash
Mandela?
down.
Like, what's up with this?
Yeah, these are the people that only bathe twice a week.
So they just let the water go down their legs and say that's washing themselves.
Right? Talking about the water runs down to my legs. It's like, if you don't scrub your goddamn legs.
And your fungus-filled nappy feet. No.
Or the ones that take the soap, they just take the soap in their hand and rub it all over their body.
Don't use a loofah in the shower.
Crazy. But this is the thing that I'm really curious about, because we've seen lady, can you mute yourself? I think that's you echoing.
Well, we'll get to you in just a second though, lady.
Yeah. The thing that's really sending me is the Office of the Faith in the White House. And I have been watching them so closely, and they think they're so fucking sneaky, but I see them. They are doing this whole thing, not only trying to push the 10 Commandments in schools, but now they're trying to bring mandatory prayer back. And then they want to say it's not mandatory for everybody. If you don't want to participate, then you can sit out. It's like, y'all are so sneaky. And
so other yourself so that you can be ostracized for it.
That part. And what they really don't understand is, in a lot of these more liberal cities, all you're going to do is have kids who are praying be the ones who are ostracized.
Right.
And I don't know, with all the school pew-pewings, why you would continue to want to divide children
who have access to pew-pews, who are oftentimes indoctrinated into dogmatic bullshit that's going to make them go after the ones they ostracized.
Exactly. I'm like, you guys are so fucking sneaky. It's so gross.
They're just continuing what the Moms for Liberty have been doing for the last 10 years and school boards and stuff.
Yeah.
They're literally just taking it national, you know?
Yeah. It really, like, they think they're sneaky, but I'm watching. It's like
the intricacy of all of this. It's, Trump didn't think of this, y'all. This stuff has been in the works for a long time.
Exactly.
2025, yeah, he said he had nothing to do with it, but his name was all over it.
Yet somehow not 2025, but 2025 shaped. I don't.
Exactly.
Point for point shaped, just like the plan.
Right.
And have y'all seen any of the protests, people making protest of him having a third term? I don't even believe it when I see it. And they're saying, give him a third term. And he kept joking about it during conferences. I might not.
Yeah, we've heard him. We've heard him talking about it, but I didn't see any protests of people saying give him a third term.
I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok of people saying that he should be allowed to have one because of how great a job he's doing.
But like, why would you want an 84-year-old man to run for a third term? Like, that's what blows my mind. It's just like,
no,
think, guys.
What they want is like if Trump doesn't make it for that, because health reasons, then they're hoping then that one of his children will then take up the mantle. Some are leaning toward JD, which meh. But the rest are going for either Don Jr. or the other goofball.
Eric. Yeah, President Eric. That's so interesting.
That would be
go for a third term. We're bringing back President Obama. He's going to have to come out of retirement for this.
Oh, no, they put a stipulation on it. Only if you did not get to serve 2 terms consecutively.
Oh, no. Get out of here.
At this point, I would literally take a Kardashian over Trump. It's wild.
Insane right there.
I would take a brown paper bag, Oscar the Grouch, Elmo, and Big Bird to
Oscar
be part of the cast.
Conscious
to be a
of the
part of
Lord's
the cast.
Oh, yeah.
Can put the apocalyptic preacher homeless man on the corner of the goddamn street in the office, and I'd be happier and feel more secure.
Anybody.
Right. Lady, do you want to give us your age?
I am 53. Thank you for having me up. I'm a Kamala Harris voter. I'm not sure what else.
It's all right.
Pronouns are she, her.
As long as you're over 21, you can contribute. Go ahead and say what you
Yes, I am. Everything that you all are saying, I totally agree with what you're saying. I was in a live earlier, and you literally can see the negative energy. It was so palpable. They only came up on the lives, or they only came in the comments to just basically every little talking point. They had an out for it. They had something for it, something racist. I don't know if you can say that, but something biased, something prejudice. Every time somebody just gave them clear-cut evidence, and why can't you all listen with your ears instead of with your hateful heart?
Yeah.
Because if you listen with your ears, you would see that these people, they have this, here's the thing, they have this false outrage. It's just that they're using this Kirk, unaligning to fuel their agenda. They were looking for a martyr. They found one. The call came from inside the house. I got a strike for a comment talking about the guy behind Kirk. And I'm like, everybody else was talking about it. It's clear to see. They were posting videos, but I digress. They don't want to show the narrative anything other than what they're saying. This man was unalived because of he was pushing out hateful rhetoric, misogynist rhetoric, homophobic rhetoric. He was pushing all of that out.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, when you put that out there in the atmosphere, in the universe, even if you're Christian or not Christian, you got to understand, people are watching, people are listening. It will come back to you. Even if you're Christian, it says that the sins of the father are revisited upon the son to the 10th generation. So imagine you, and then you have your 10th generation while you're out there pushing hateful rhetoric, and it's going to affect them to the 10th generation. So when you're putting that out there, you got to understand that that's going to come back to you.
Hold on one second. Is that, I'm not sure that that's a thing, though.
I'm not sure if it's a thing either, but what I'm saying is karma for karma. You can't continue to push out hateful, racist narratives without it being revisited to you at some point. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I don't...
That's what happened.
Right. I don't think that is something that should be visited to your great grandchildren, right?
No, I'm just saying that's what it says. I could say, if you're a Christian, that's what it says.
We're
it's
not.
literally a verse in the Bible.
We're not Christian. We're not Christian. We don't.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If you're Christian or you're not.
Oh, you're talking from their perspective.
Either way.
I got you.
Either way, if you're putting bad stuff out there, it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, but that's not how karma works.
You don't think if you're pushing hateful, racist narrative stuff that somebody's going to be watching and
they are, but
somebody
we're
can do the
that's
same
not
thing to you?
karma. Yeah, we're saying we agree with you on that, but we're not. We're saying that that's not really what karma is, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's not karma. Like I said, I don't. Maybe it's not the right word to use.
Yeah.
But either way, you're going to get back what you put out there into the universe.
I like the old term comeuppance.
That too. We can use that. Yeah, we can use that.
Yeah, and I think that you should, like, if you're doing something, then you will have your comeuppance. But I don't think that it should be, you know, great grandchildren who are suffering because
No, I don't think so either.
It's your comeuppance, not theirs.
It's your comeuppance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't think so either. But I was just telling you all, like, either or, whether you believe or you don't believe, you know, when you're spewing stuff out like that, you know, that's what it says in the word. And if you don't believe in the word, either way, it's going to come. When you put stuff out there, it comes back to you because people are watching. People have issues. Not everybody's sane. So, you know, there are people out there that do exactly what this man did to Kirk because of his ideology.
I understand, but I think that my pushback on you is that you keep saying whether we believe in the word or not. The word has no power unless you give it power. It's a book. It's a grimoire, right? Do you know what a grimoire is?
Yes.
Okay, that's all the Bible is.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Like a
The
communal
reason
book
why I
of
said that, it
shadows.
was just
Right.
because, you know, trying to base it on like people that use that. They use that book.
Right. What I'm saying to you, though, is you keep asserting whether we believe in the word or not, that the word says a thing. And that's not how the Bible works. You have to believe in it for it to have power.
Yeah,
That's
because
what I'm pushing back on.
they tell us all the time that the words in that Bible don't mean what they say because that when they get the Holy Spirit, that words mean something completely different.
I mean, they also say that it's very the Bible is very contradictory too. It says one thing and then it contradicts further along in another.
But
in another book.
That's from our point of view. We don't have that magic decoder ghost that they got, right?
Right.
That's what we're talking about. Like it's a different perspective based on it. And she's trying to get you to see that that's why it doesn't. The phrase "it doesn't matter if you believe it or not" is problematic in the fact that they don't see it the same way.
Right. They don't see it the same way.
It makes the argument like it muddies the water a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but they continue to use it to push their narrative.
Very much, yes. That we might.
Do you believe that that we need to not be divided in order to progress in this country?
What do you mean divided?
Meaning it's not a left versus right thing?
No, because my thing is if you think about the history of this country, right, there was a huge reaching across the aisle. There were way more bipartisan bills when Congress was made up of cis white males, right? And they fundamentally disagreed about things, but they understood that no matter which way the country went, that they ultimately would benefit from whatever the country was.
Oh, shoot. Swells, we did promise you could speak.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Just 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Patty, finish what you were saying, but then we'll,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No. Go ahead, because I did. Swells.
Yeah, go ahead, Swells. You're fine. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, hi. First time caller, long time listener. Love you all. Huge fans. I just wanted to comment on something Party said earlier. I work in civil engineering and site development, roadway design, and things like that. And Party, you're absolutely right. There is no way that this ballroom costs $200 million. I looked at the square footage. My firm just did like a building twice that size, and it was like 50 million. So I would love to see the bidding that they're putting out on this bid for all the construction, because technically it should be QBS and fee based, but I'd love to see who gets those awards. And second of all, I just went to a conference this week, and I truly like was really shocked by what I heard, but not really, because I think Republicans are really good at playing the long game. But I work in engineering, and so I think Petty said it earlier that basically Trump's entire campaign was undo everything Biden did, right? One of the biggest things that he did was pass the infrastructure bill. And that was the most wonderful, amazing, necessary investments in infrastructure this country has ever had, probably the most money ever put towards it. And part of the money, a lot of the money that Biden put towards that was to rectify damage done from the 1956 Federal Highway Aid Act. I don't know if anybody knows that our interstates basically destroyed minority communities. Like if you look at,
They plowed right through them.
oh yeah, if you look at any major city, I-65 in Atlanta, LA, the Rondo community in Minnesota, and I live near St. Louis, so I-64 in St. Louis, they like literally just destroyed these minority communities, took businesses, family. I'm sorry.
I-35 in
Yeah.
Dallas, right through.
Oh, yeah, I-35 in Dallas, yeah. So part of the money that Biden dedicated in this infrastructure bill was to restore those communities through grant-funded programs. One of those grants is called the Reconnecting Communities Grant, which my firm actually helped a community in Minnesota get that grant. And the conference that I went to last week pretty much explained that, you know, Trump is taking all that money away. So none of that money is going to go towards it. It hasn't already been allocated towards projects, then no other projects are going to be funded. And why I say like the long game on that is because we do engineering now so that we can construct in like 3 or 4 years, you know, or sometimes like 6 or 7 years. So he's really like taking away funding from infrastructure bill that Biden did and all these projects. And that's not going to really hit blue collar people for 4 or 5 years because those projects aren't going to happen. And so who votes blue collar? The right. You know, so like when I'm sitting there listening to this lady, I'm just thinking, okay, so in 5 years, when we have hopefully a Democratic president in office and all these blue collar people on unemployment and can't get work, it's because of Trump, but they're too fucking dumb to realize that. So I just really thought that was insane.
My nephew's in the chat. He just made a good point. We live. He lives in Kentucky. I live in Ohio, and what separates us and lets us travel back and forth is the 75 bridge,
Yep.
I-71, I-75 bridge, because they merge right at our bridge. It's the Brent Spence. We're supposed to get a whole new bridge because this thing is constantly breaking. It was made for 1970s traffic, not today's traffic, and it's smaller and it's run down. Well, based on what you just said, it's not likely we're going to get our bridge. So
Dugald, I'm actually working on that bridge. You know, it's crazy. I'm actually working on that bridge. My firm is, because the community, I guess, wasn't for the plans that the DOT put together for that bridge, and so they are
because it runs
revisiting
right
it.
through more impoverished areas.
Exactly. So we're doing an equity analysis right now in that area. And that's another thing, you know, when infrastructure projects happen, whether it's a roadway or a bridge or, you know, community planning, I don't care what it is, a park, you know, they have to do an equity analysis to make sure that it A, won't hurt communities, and B, won't benefit communities more than others.
Yeah.
And so we're literally being told in an equity study to take the word equity out of it. Like, how do you do that? Like, you can't do an equity study without equity. So, like, I was literally told to take the word woman out of a report, you know, because that's like standard now to like not call out specific genders or something. I was like, are you serious? So it's just stuff like that we're seeing, and at least in my industry, that's extremely detrimental, especially to like ongoing projects. Like some of these reconnecting community projects have been going on for 10 years, you know, and now it's just like, are they ever going to get funded? We don't know. You know, so we've told these communities, hey, like we're working with you to restore what was done, you know, we're working on all these plans, doing planning documents, doing some design alternatives analysis, and now it's like we're just out of funding. So it just sucks.
So again,
I'm sorry to bore everybody.
We're not getting our bridge.
I doubt it. But I mean, Ohio is a red state, so my guess is he's so petty is that he'll like target red states with funding and take it away from
Well,
blue states. Who knows?
well,
But
the good thing is like most of the Ohio River is owned by Kentucky, and they do have a Democratic governor, despite there being a red state.
yep,
So maybe.
yep. So yeah, just I'm sorry for the bad news. I just thought that was really eye-opening that, in 5 years when we're on this app and we have blue collar people telling us how much our president sucks because they don't have any work, they need to look at Trump 5 years ago because he's taking all this money from engineering and planning and putting it towards defense, and it's just silly.
Yeah, they won't.
That
No, they
didn't see
won't.
the
They're too
mistake.
stupid.
It'll
Yeah,
be the
no,
same
Yeah.
they
thing.
don't remember his past mistakes from his first term, so they sure shit ain't gonna blame him for the next one.
Yeah.
Well,
They won't. They
and
won't
I
I
believe
personally
America
judge.
is Trump's seventh bankruptcy.
Oh, it
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
will.
Well, and for me, like I'm a huge Kamala supporter. I actually wanted her to run for president when she first ran years ago. I was devastated when she lost. And I'm in this room knowing that I didn't vote for this, but I look around me and I'm surrounded by rich white men at these conferences. And I'm just like, look at what you did. Like you're destroying your industry. You're literally, and they're raising their hand asking questions like, are you sure this is going to happen? Blah, blah. And the lady's like, yes. And like, not even that. I
It's
mean,
like, of
we're
course
the
she's gonna
construction.
tell you yes.
Yeah, like, are you sure nothing's come out? I haven't seen anything from the DOT. It's like, no, this is what's coming down, and it's the pricing right now because of tariffs is so volatile that I mean, people need to realize that construction companies like charge the federal government what they charge us. So when construction costs go up, projects that have already been bidded and awarded are going to cost more
Yep.
That
now than when they
reminds me.
were bid. So
Can
we're
I?
paying more for projects.
Right. That reminds me. I want to say something to all these fools out there that say that we need to produce everything ourselves. We can't. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Why? Some shit we just cannot produce here. Lumber should not come from here. It's weak. Why? Because it's not cold enough here. If we switch to our own lumber, we're going to decimate what little forest we have. And on top of that, we're going to have weak, cheap ass fucking houses that are falling down around your fucking face. Y'all need to realize that we live in a fucking planet with other fucking people, with other fucking resources. There's always going to be a trade deficit between countries. Why? Because other countries can't produce every fucking thing. Y'all have got to understand how the fucking world works. This shit gets on my nerves. Sorry, there's like a common argument I've been hearing a lot lately. It irritates the shit out of me. And what you were talking about just reminded me of all of that.
You're not alone in that because we have to have this conversation. We can't always. This is why we have a barter system. This is why everything was created for us to trade, import, export, all of that stuff. And they don't realize that. He has them believing that it's America, make America great. We have to build. No, you can't even afford to. I said the CEOs and the CFOs and the company owners are so greedy here, they will not pay people to work for them a livable wage.
Right. That's what I said earlier. I said it does not matter. What they're going to do is they're going to make sure that more and more people lose their jobs so that they are not going to have any choice but to pick up where the immigrants left off. And all of those jobs are not going to raise their pay because you have no choice in the matter at that point. They know this. That's what they were going to push for. I don't know why nobody saw that on their side. They're literally...
No, they thought all of this stuff was going to happen to black and brown people, and they didn't think it was going to happen to them.
Right.
And now that it's happening to them, they don't know what to do. And the cost of eggs is still expensive.
The billionaires are pushing everybody to make sure that they have no choice but to take the shitty jobs, because all the high-paying jobs or good-paying jobs are not going to go to everybody, not the poor people. It's going to go to what little middle-class white people are left and all the rich ones.
Or they're going to start looking at people with education, because once people start screwing stuff up, they don't have the education to fix stuff. Let's see how long that lasts. Right. Because There's over what 300,000 black women, college educated black women who have lost their jobs since
we were talking about them earlier. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like,
what's the solution? What's the answer then?
Hold on, Ox, are you over 21 really quick?
I'm 37.
Perfect. All right. The solution to what specifically?
I agree. Clearly, Trump is terrible. We knew this.
Right.
But what is the answer? Like, because I think we kind of, like you mentioned, corporations. Yeah, corporations are the problem on both sides.
Well, no, they're across the board the problem, but overwhelmingly, a lot of them are part of the Heritage Foundation, which is the ones that are backing Trump. They're usually the Christian nationalist billionaires that we're talking about. Now, I'm not saying other billionaires aren't causing issues too, but a lot of them are on the train because they're either making money off of it or they don't know who else to turn to or talk to because they're dissenting voices. Because you see right now he's going after like Soros. This myth of Soros's widespread money giving out is insane to me. But they're going after him and other rich people. So I think, yes, billionaires across the board are the issue, but their support of this stuff that is coming through is the issue. Ultimately, we're talking about basically those billionaires who are rich, white, Christian nationalists. They're all pushing it so that everybody who is extremely poor just stays there and takes on the jobs that they don't want to pay anybody else to do or that they were paying immigrants to do. They want to put certain brown people out of the country. They want to put certain brown people probably back in chains at some point, I'm imagining. And
Some people in chains now because of American
industry. I'm not talking about them specifically. I'm talking about right now where this country's headed toward on that. The most obvious way it's going. And then all the gay minorities that they're talking about that they're not like, they're going to push them back into the closet or they're going to unalive them. That's exactly what's going to fucking happen. Now, how far down the road that is, I'm not sure. What needs to happen? Quite a few options. It just kind of depends on how the other side reacts to anything we do. If we keep up the protests and make them larger and more organized, maybe that'll take somebody, but I doubt it because the news barely touches them and Trump ain't paying attention.
Not only that, but the gerrymandering. Like, we're losing our ability to pick the people who represent us.
Right.
This is you can vote your way out of issue, right? Like, this is not something
now,
we can
as long as there will be a vote, then maybe. But if there's not a vote in 2026, that which is a very likely scenario.
Miami already suspend elections.
Miami suspended their mayoral election for a certain amount of time, but I think all that got sorted out. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it in a while. I have to go and look. I have said for a while I don't see how there won't be more problems because the right is not going to let us just go back to before he's eroded all of these protections and things that we've all had and rights that we've all had.
Though, like, if you look at American history, we've always been racist, imperialist. We've always been this way.
We need an entire overhaul once things are figured out. We need a complete overhaul, but we got to get to that point first before we can do anything. And that's got to be, we got to figure out how to deal with this current regime that's happening.
What about a two-state country?
Right. But our step in the right direction was that during that election.
Hold on one second. Thanks, Party, for joining. We appreciated your contributing to the panel. Go ahead, Miss Michelle.
Thank you, Penny.
Thanks. Our step going into the right direction was back in November. That was our step in the right direction. Was voting for the educated Black woman, was voting for Kamala Harris. You might not have liked everything she said or everything, whatever, but we wouldn't be in this mess that we are in right now. And we would be we would be more respected we would be viewed completely and totally different. There would be people who first time homemaker, for people who wanted to buy homes.
Well, hold on. I have a question. And then I want to do a mod announcement after we have this little thing. But you really think that if Kamala would have been elected, that people on the whole would look at Black women differently?
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't believe that people as a whole, when Obama was in office, looked at Black people differently.
Right. Okay. So what did you mean by we?
When I say we would be in a better spot as a whole, I'm talking about the country as a whole. We would not be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I
was giving out, like the first time home buyers credits.
Yeah,
and stuff like
we would be better, because I'm like, I don't agree with people losing their health care. I don't agree with those type of things. I agree with, student loan assistance. I agree with anybody, who needs assistance. I'm all about universal help for us all. The United States wealth should not be held by 10 families. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And with her being in office, would they view Black women any differently? Probably not.
Nope.
But would they probably put some respect on our name just a little bit? Possibly.
I doubt that.
But I'm just saying, I was like, possibly.
Yeah.
But would she show them what it is to lead and all of that? Absolutely. And would we be in this and how we are right now? No, as a country.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I was just misunderstanding. Sorry, lady, I'll let you. I thought I was misunderstanding when you were saying that, they would look at us differently. I thought you meant us as Black women. I didn't think you were talking about the country. That was my misunderstanding.
Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going overseas to work. And please believe me, they're looking at me quite sideways. And they're like, oh, you're from the United States? I'm just like, please let me in your country. I don't act like some folks.
They act like we're so respected worldwide, but we're not. We're laughing.
We're not.
We're laughing.
Anybody who's traveled internationally should know, really, really. I mean, when I go and I come back, I'm like, oh.
Here's the problem. And I've said this and I've talked about this more times than I can count now. People who exist in that realm, I was raised by these people. I know how this works. They travel in the same bubble they live in.
Oh.
So when they leave these places and go across the waters or even across these states, they take the same people that they hang out with at home and they associate with those people on these vacations, and they observe other people. They don't interact directly. They observe them by happenstance if they happen to notice people outside what they're doing with the people they are already in existence with.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy, because when I go out of the country, I want to immerse myself in their culture. I want to go and see and do different. That's why I know when I get back to this, every time I come back to the States, it's almost like instant depression. Oh, damn, I'm back.
Same here. Like you just on the airplane, I'm just like, damn.
And they think that they've become more worldly.
No.
There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
I'm telling you, they don't. They travel with the bubble.
Yeah.
Yes,
so, okay. Wow, that was interesting. Okay. Thank you for the 42 people in the room. We appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Keep tapping that screen. We want to keep this conversation going. This has been a really insightful, fun, and at times interesting and completely bigoted conversation. But, it is a conversation, and we have to live here in America, so we want to keep having conversations. So continue to tap that screen. Also, there is a GG at the top if you would like to support that way. Don't forget to grab your heart me's and collect your points. There is a subscription, but the subscription thing is acting funky. Is yours allowing subscription?
It's going to be weird until everybody gets all their updates and everything, because they just switched over to this new system for super fans and stuff. So I don't expect any time in the next few days it being right.
Gotcha.
I haven't
Okay.
even been able to give subs for the last 3 weeks. So
Oh my. Okay. Well, listen, if you can subscribe, please do support that way. And if not, like I said, there is a GG goal at the top where you can support. Please feel free to support anyone on the panel that you would like to. But again, liking and sharing is free. So if we could get the likes up to there's 40 people in here, if we could get the likes up to 100 likes, you're just going to hit that arrow button and hit the copy link and share it to some of your friends. We ask that you do share it to at least 10 friends. If you want to just hit the copy link button, it still contributes to the sharing of the live, either way.
yeah, I'm gonna put the stickers back in, guys. Everybody who was subscribed to anybody before, you get grandfathered in at the old rates. If you subscribe new, the price has apparently gone up. I don't know what TikTok's doing with all that. Yes, and I am aware that the stickers are gone. I will have to re-upload them. Everybody who had stickers lost them during this update, so we all have to re-upload them. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, I'm a little TikTok ignorant. What is GG?
Where we put the thing that
Yeah, the
we're not allowed
little.
to say the present.
I'll say it. Yeah, the support by the little
The little
teddy
bears?
bears. Yes, the
Okay,
little
gotcha.
teddy bears.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
absolutely.
still working my way through my TikTok journey. So, if I
Yeah. And that kind of shows people, shows the algorithm that people are supporting the live and they like what they hear. So we do definitely want to support. And again, with the shares, you're just going to, there's a little arrow that's pointing to the right. You're going to hit that arrow and hit copy link. And if you do that like 10 times, it will, show that people are actually sharing out the live. Thank you, Naya, for sharing the live. Thank you, Nancy, for liking the live. We appreciate you. If we could get some more shares out to the live. Thank you, Nancy, for liking. We appreciate you. Thank you, Naya, for liking the live. We appreciate you. Thank you, Joa, for liking the live. Thank you, Nancy.
Come on, Miss Michelle.
Thank
Sorry
you,
about that.
PDS, for sharing the live. Thank you, Susan, for sharing the live. Thank you, Nancy, for liking. Thank you, Susan, for sharing again. I'm the one. Hey, Cray Cray. Thank you guys for liking the live.
Thank you, Dr.
If we could get one more share out. Thank you for the follow, Desi. We appreciate you. If we can get one more share out, we can get up to 90. Thank you. Thank you for the 92. Thank you, Piglet. Thank you, Ladies Business, for sharing. Thank you again, Susan. All right. So thank you. You're not speaking.
What do you do?
Dugald, she's still mad about the 9-volt thing and the other. Cray's still mad. Did you get it fixed though, Cray? Auntie, did you get it fixed?
I'm gonna talk about my mom like that.
Right. Thank you, Desi. Thank you. And come back anytime, Desi. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
All right. And with that, thank you guys for 100 shares. We appreciate you. Thank you for the over 70K likes.
Appreciate you all.
Yeah, I will turn it over to the great Dugald now.
Thanks, buddy. All right, Ox, to really get back to your question, I don't have a direct answer because, to be honest, I'm one person and it's going to take a lot of things to move. I have ideas, but it's going to take a lot, and it's going to take a lot of organizing, and it's going to take a lot of people. And he luckily has been upsetting enough people that we've been seeing a lot of these protests, but I think ultimately it's going to take a lot more than just protests.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely going to take organization, and I think it's not an issue that can be voted out of. because since when has any oppressed group gotten their rights back by just asking nicely, right? Like that's not how like revolutions happen. And I think we're at a point now where people have collectively seen the harm that capitalism has caused. And if we fail to act now, we're going to see the end of Mother Earth and humanity.
I think it's more than that. I think we need to address the Thank real you, issue. business, for coming and contributing. Enjoy your dinner. Come back anytime. Anytime. Yeah, I think we need to address the root problem of that. It's not just capitalism. Capitalism built on something else might actually work. The problem is, it was built upon and fueled by racism and a little mostly this. We have to deal with that. We have to deal with the fact that most white people that are on that side are inherently they're just racist. They don't like people of any other type of race, ethnicity, or minority group as a whole. They want you to be a cookie cutter. And that takes deprogramming to get out of. And I don't know that we have that kind of time. So I don't know. It's going to take something.
We necessarily need their help at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was 51% of people didn't even vote in this last election. Like, there's a lot of people that are just like muted, that don't even have voices. I don't think we need to win over or try to educate any of these ignorant white people.
But it's not about winning them over. It's about the fact that their support, whatever that looks like in the coming days, or whatever that looks like in any opposition towards us, has to be broken, right? And the root cause of this main divide is the racism. So how to use that, how to deprogram that, or how to get them out of that, or how to use that to our advantage, I don't know. That's where the problem lies. Because that's what it all boils down to. It's the lack of homogeny for them. They don't like it for some reason, and they know it poses a problem to their power. And I think that it's going to take just all of us actually coming to that realization and banding together in some way or another. I don't know if that's doing like other countries where everybody just shows up, leaves work for the day, and shows the fuck up at the Capitol like we're here by the millions. I don't know if that means that they're going to go insane and there's going to be some type of stuff happen that we don't necessarily want, but I don't know. I can't say without knowing what their exact reaction is going to be, and judging by the last few days with their insistence on blaming us for CK's death, I don't think it's going to be a peaceful response.
It's not. Revolution is never non-peaceful. It's always violent. It's inherently violent. Like that's our only course of action.
Well, listen, I guess we'll see, because we have so many people who are getting to the point where they're tired. I know Black women are just chilling. Black people are just chilling. We're trying to see how many people are actually getting fed up, right? Because there's different levels of where people are in their fed up journey, right? Black people been tired.
Yeah.
So, right. It's right. It's like, listen, gay people, we've been tired, right? All the minority people been tired. So it's about everyone else finally being tired and, catching up to us. Cause we just sitting up here almost at the finish line, just waiting for everybody else to show up.
Right, like just looking around, like, can we get on with this shit already?
Right. Exactly.
It's been feeling like the day before Christmas for fucking 20, 30 years now. Like, I'm ready for this shit to be done.
That part.
Like, that's it.
Right.
This shit's gotta quit. Something's gotta give at some point. But no, and she's right. Here's the thing. Black people and gay people in this country, and I'm not comparing gay people's struggle to Black people's struggles because they're not the same, but there has been a lot of unalivement and a lot of battering and a lot of oppression on both sides for that issue.
And intersectionality.
Yeah, and a lot of intersectionality. So in a lot of ways, we're very intertwined as communities. Now, does that always sit right with either side of the community? No, because just like them, our side has racists, and they also have their bigots. So like, we all have our struggles, but there's still an intertwined thing there. And we're just waiting on, literally, like she said, for Jewish people to be fed up, for Native Americans to be fed up, for fucking Latinos to be fed up, for for literally everybody else to be fed up.
Exactly. Andy, you want to give us your age?
I'm 35. Oh, is it not letting me speak? I'm 35.
All right, there we go. All right, and what did you want to talk about, Andy?
Well, I came in right as somebody was saying something along the lines of, oh, I've forgotten now. I'm sorry. I think it was something like, essentially like we're cooked, and I disagree entirely. I don't think that we're there yet.
I don't think we're at a point where we can't find a pathway to fight through, but I do think that we are very dangerously close to a no return situation.
Oh, absolutely. I think we've passed the no return.
I mean for what you're talking about specifically.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I definitely think that we've passed the point where we come out of this the same. We're definitely never coming out of this the same. And I've got a lot of ideas about how that should look, but
we all do. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I think that, I don't think that it's over. I don't think that we're cooked. I think that we need to change and adapt with this new reality very quickly. Especially, I consider myself left-leaning, but I'm more center than I am far left. And I've always been very pro-Second Amendment, and I think that a lot of people need to get on that train really quickly, especially people on the left.
Well, here's the thing. The maybe extreme left may not have very many PPUs, right? But the average person who leans even a little bit left or is left or any of those, most of us have. And I'm going to say that with confidence because every single time they tell us that, we don't have any, I know plenty of people that do. Hell, there's whole organizations dedicated to teaching people how to use them specifically for people.
Right. So definitely I appreciate the 2A, but I am equally in favor of, control.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So that goes back to capitalism as the problem, right, guys? Because the reason that we can't get control is because the NRA lobbies and controls the Republicans. So it's kind of like that capitalism, racism problem that we keep coming back to. And again, the only way forward that I see is through direct action.
I feel like there are a couple of different avenues forward. I feel like the biggest or the most successful one that has the least amount of violence attached to it or the least amount of bloodshed is to completely dissolve the office of the president moving forward. No more president. Not a Democrat, not a Republican, no president. None whatsoever. I think if we could manage to do that as a country, we would solve maybe 50% of all of our issues right off the top.
If we absolve the whole government, we could get rid of all of our issues immediately. Because right now, all of our government does is uphold capitalism.
Do you have a plan for
what's also upholding racism, sexism, classism, and all those other harmful isms.
Do you have a plan for what to put in its place? Because you can't leave nothing.
Yeah, it's just like ancient societies lived for eons. It's called egalitarian.
Right. But what does that look like going from that point, though? You're going to have literally millions of people with no governing body.
International communalism. Communities come together and we share and we trade things and we trade abroad. Like you said, there's certain things America can't produce. For those things, we trade. We figure things out in a communal way where we're not wasting things.
Right. So who's in charge of that?
Right.
Anyone to be in charge. And if we do need people to appoint to more leadership roles, it should be Black people. It should be the Black liberation movement.
I think that you're making that sound a lot easier than it is. Like,
Saying it's going to be easy. It's definitely uphill. It's definitely violent, but it's the only true way for us to truly be liberated as humans, for Mother Earth, who we are in the middle of, I think, the 6th or 7th mass extinction event. So Mother Earth needs saving. Its people need saving. And in order to do that, we need to see that the common enemy is those 1%ers. And our government upholds that current system where the 1%ers get everything.
nobody disagrees on that, but it's what you're proposing after the fact, as if people are just going to naturally be on board with that right off the bat. And that's, in order to even get that point, you would have already had to fought the WAR that you're talking about. And that still requires planning. So you still have to know what is going to be, how it's going to work. And I mean, within a second that you dissolve the other thing, you have to have the other thing to replace it with.
Right. Yeah. And I think that, oh, sorry, I'll let me just say one thing. And while the Black Liberation Party has very good ideas, whether you break down the government or not, because racism is so embedded into this country and people have biases, just like literally you saying that the Black Liberation Party should be in charge, you're going to have more than half the country saying, hell fucking no, right? So yes, I think that the government, we do understand what systematic racism is and we understand that it supports it. But because we live in America, you have to understand that people are indoctrinated with these racist ideas and these tropes because it helps the government to stay in power. So
they're going to be deconstructed.
Yeah, exactly. So people still hold those ideas. That's why we know that we can't legislate our way out of racism. We know that. So that, I think that's my question on how we would deal with that. And then Andy can go.
Yeah. Unless you've literally exterminated all of those people that Petty is referring to, which leads to a whole different set of problems.
Hey, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that to me. To get rid of a Nazi, to get rid of a white supremacist, I'm not crying about that.
Well, you're scaling down the size of what you're talking about. There's a difference between just the ones in government and what we're talking about as far as the general population is concerned.
Right.
Education, right? Like you said, it's propaganda. So what we have to do, it's educating white people. Like I'm white. I had to educate myself on what it means to be anti-racist, what it means to be anti these structures that uphold racism. I had to educate myself and learn. And if people can't learn, I think John Brown has a quote about that.
Hold on, sorry. Muting somebody who's spent.
I think I got him.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, no, I agree with you. But again, that education is going to take time. That deconstruction, that programming is going to take time. And in the meantime, they're not going to be willing to, I don't believe, to get on board with your idea is what I'm saying.
White little pickamees, white little pickamees, 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 white little pickamees. Little white
teeth, awful voice.
Little white teeth, pickamees.
You have
little
an
white
awful
teeth,
voice.
pickamees, white teeth, pickamees.
It's funny he thinks everybody
That's
else
all
is
you
white.
fuckers are.
It's funny
White
he
tea
thinks everybody up
pickamees,
here is
white
white.
tea pickamees,
I'm
white
not white.
tea
I'm
we just
not
get him out of here?
pickamees.
There's a bunch of people who aren't white.
I'll buy no coons, that's all you
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
Lovely.
That was nice. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like, how do you get those people on board with what you're
don't
talking
need 'em.
about?
I don't think we need them.
You do not get those people on board. Those people are not able to get on board. You let them sink or swim on their own, or you, what's the word? I don't want to get the TikTok flagged or whatever.
We understand you can't deal with those people. We're not being naive there, but what we are saying is there are a lot of people on that side who are just ignorant. But still teaching them is going to take time. And you can't just unalive everybody who happens to just not know better or know anything because of how they were grew up.
Right. I don't think that the solution is unaliving them. But I also don't think that the solution is including them either, or trying to make an effort to reach them is never going to work either.
Are you saying give them their own section of the country to be their own and then be a separate country?
Can't, because literally we already tried that, and look what they did to Black Wall Street. Okay, they're just violent, and they've been emboldened to be violent. I mean, last Trump presidency, we saw hate crimes go up 300%, and now look what we're already seeing.
I think that that's the point, though, is to strip away their ability to be emboldened. It comes at kind of a risk. It's kind of a gamble because we also strip away our ability to be emboldened in a way, or to be like validated. But if you take away enough systems of power that people are using against other people and you give them back to the people, the only thing that really works is a republic. Like, I understand what you were saying, Ox Lady, about egalitarianism and communal living, but it isn't a sustainable system on a scale like this. If you're a small enough place with few enough people, communal living can work. But once you progress to a size like we're talking about in America, population size, you will not be able to maintain that, and kingdoms will arise within that community space. It's unavoidable. People like the man that just joined will create kingdom hierarchies within their own living spaces, and then those we've seen how this works throughout history. Those kingdoms go to war with one another. They rise, they fall, they're conquered, they're overthrown, and innocent people die over and over and over and over again. So you can't really sustain a communal society like you're talking about without a republic. A republic is the only way to maintain that kind of society.
Exactly. And I think that where we are right now is so, even in the rhetoric, right, of how it is that we think of each other and speak about each other, it becomes a barrier, right, to this new system that you would want to put in place. And let me just say, Jack, you're not coming back up here.
I've already blocked him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, you're not coming back up here. But yeah, and the rhetoric that continues to be pushed out. Like, now we're looking at, even with the person who unalived CK, they have tried and tried and tried to push him to the left, even though everything about him says right. Yeah. So now they're even saying that, oh, they found messages to his partner who is a trans person.
The roommate was trans.
Yeah, roommate was trans and all of this. So it's even the rhetoric that it would be a barrier. So that would have to be a lot of undoing before we could get back to a stable place in this country.
Oh yeah, we're looking at a long time of finding true stability again. It's
Yeah, I think it's just the issue is the inflammatory messaging from the fringes on the left and right is very problematic. So I think that diffusion and discussion is the only way, because then the only alternative would be violence, which I don't think is good for anybody, right? The problem
I mean,
is, how do we
violence is not
discuss?
good for the
Can I
people that are being
can,
attacked, but violence
can,
is a
can I
necessary
can I
byproduct
can I
of
can I
revolution.
finish and then you can come back?
One at a time.
So yeah, I would say like I think the right is being very inflammatory by casting a wide net, making an assertion about the pewer. Um, they don't represent the whole. But I think that also happens on the far left fringe as well. So I think it's diffusion and discussion. I'm just having a hard time grasping how we in the middle can get to that point. And I don't know if it's calling out people who are trying to be inflammatory and radical. I don't know. I don't quite know the answer. I just don't like the answer that was given, which is violence. I don't think that's it.
The
So I'll
thing,
just leave it there.
What would you assume? Just keep going with those babies being enslaved in Congo and those families being BOMB'd in Palestine? Just keep with that? That's working so well? What do you think?
I don't think that we can get stuck on other countries right now. We definitely don't
But
have
this
our own house in order.
it's the same enemy, guys. It's all related to that almighty dollar. That's what
but
it's all related to.
You handle that here first before you
Right.
can help anybody
I
else.
agree, but I think we need to get a little bit radical to handle that, because just sitting in the middle ain't going to get nothing done.
Oh no. I'm gonna have to pause. I agree with what you were saying. I'm sorry, I gotta pause.
okay, no problem.
And I think that one of the things, for Louise, I think one of the things is why people like Dugald and I and Christina and Kate hold these lives. It's deconstructing Christianity, the thing that pushes these very polarizing ideas and enforcing or saying that you guys have the corner of the market on morals, right? Or moralistic behavior. That is a place that needs to be examined.
Yeah.
So that's a great place to start.
Because the right is intertwined with Christianity as a whole. That's what Petty and I have talked about all the time. Is that
Yeah, I agree with you guys.
you have Christian dogma and doctrine that dictates a lot of what the right espouses, and they just constantly are going hand in hand together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the receiving end of it too, as an immigrant who lived here illegally for 23 years. I know what it means to live in the shadows. I know what it means for people to be prejudiced against me, arrest me, put me in jail. All of that's happened to me, by the way, amongst a bunch of other things. I get it, and I do understand where you guys are coming from. That it's one of the reasons why you need people like me who can understand faith from reason, right? And this is the discussion I have with many of my conservative friends is when you veer off to Christian nationalism, now you are not acting in Christian faith. And these are the arguments and discussions I have with them, because it starts to become a radicalized form of the dogma that I don't agree with, right? And so you need voices like me to dissuade and diffuse that sort of rhetoric. I've managed actually to demagify some of my friends after many discussions, but it does take a lot of discussion and diffusion. I think that's why I'm saying that. I just don't think violence would be the way, because it's not good for anybody.
Right. Petty and I are on the discussion side. We hold lives about this stuff all the time for that reason. Ox is the one that she promotes more of the violence right now than I necessarily espouse has to happen, but I don't know that we're all going to get out unscathed. So I think a little bit of it will happen. I'm not saying it's the only recourse and the thing that we should necessarily do, personally.
Yeah, because listen, we can't also deny, while Ox is very much, hey, let's do the thing. We cannot deny that the people got in power via violence, that the people have maintained power via violence. And sometimes when people are so accustomed to getting what they want via violence, that's the only language that they're capable of speaking.
Oh, I get. That's why I said we're not going to get through it unscathed.
Right.
We're not.
To Alex's point.
Yeah, we're too far gone for that. I'm fully aware that's going to happen. Now, is that being the only solution that we should be implementing? No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, what I miss?
And nor to be it's something to be like utilized just because, nor is it something that should be done just because. I'm not advocating we make plans of any kind. I'm just saying that there's going to be, because they're going to attack at some point, and we're going to have to defend.
That's a good way to look at it, is because that the government upholds all of these structures in a very violent way. Like, you break the law, boom. Like, example, me or you, we go and we litter, we throw trash on the ground, right? We get a $200 fine. We can't pay it. Let's say I can't afford it. I get thrown in jail over not paying the fine. But they'll give the same fine to a company like Nestle, who will steal water, and they'll say, oh no, you shouldn't have did that, here, pay this fine. They'll pay like a $200,000 fine. Meanwhile, they already made $1 billion off the water. So that little 200,000 doesn't mean anything to them. So they just maintain it. And the government says, oh, don't you do that. But are they stopping them? No.
Well, the biggest problem there lies in the fact that when you have the capitalists being so involved with government, if capitalists were out of government and it were back to actually being a civil post, it wouldn't be this bad. Money shouldn't belong in politics, shouldn't belong in government. They get away with that shit because of that. They contribute, they give money, they do all these things. They even write the laws and the bills that a lot of these senators and congressmen vote for and advocate for. So if we got money out of government, things would be a lot different. Obviously, there's some other things. Because capitalism, regulated capitalism, works fine.
Where does it work fine? Because to
regulated, no, listen.
But we can't regulate the evil out of it.
Listen. You can. I didn't say you could. That's why you have a government that is free of that money, where it could actually enforce the laws and rules that it has upon it. But regulation, enforced regulation in capitalism hasn't really been tried since before Reagan, and before Reagan, that part actually worked. Now, the racism was still a factor, and we still need to deal with that. That was always still an issue. But actual regulated capitalism has the potential to work just fine. And for a little while it did, because it was regulated and enforced. But then when you have Republicans after Reagan come in and start taking regulations out, letting companies dump sludge into water, letting fucking like you said, their litter law getting ignored in their instances, that kind of stuff. All that stuff started to go to the wayside because they weren't enforcing it, or they were deregulating. You put those things back in place.
It's been in government though. Like, money has been a part of government forever.
Because companies are still part of the same country. If you have a government that is not tied to those companies the way that it is now, then you have a government that can enforce on it, just like it would enforce anything on the citizens, like laws or other legislation. If
and an issue too is
there that are enforceable.
And an issue too is like corporate subsidies, right? It's like it's not truly a free market, because you have instances where government will subsidize certain industries. And so I have an issue with that.
That's what I'm talking about, taking money out of government completely. Government should not receive anything from companies in any way, shape, or form, and should not be giving them any type of money just because they exist, like subsidies and all that other stuff. Should not be any involvement. The regulations should be there to protect citizens and the planet, or the land in which it's sitting on.
That's why I think it's silly.
Communities will protect Mother Earth regardless. That's their literal religion. Like you mentioned religion, I'm a pagan. And there's a lot of indigenous communities that actually deeply worship Mother Earth. And if all we do is get rid of government and give the land back to those communities, watch how quickly our environment improves.
Watch how quickly all those white people go out and murder every one of those people that you just advocated said would take over.
Yeah, so I'm indigenous Mexican. I come from the tribe called the Purépechas. What I can tell you, we have a community of about 200,000 in southern Mexico, Michoacan, up in the mountains. What I can tell you is that your idea of egalitarianism could work if we had a more communal system and there were lower populations. But I think in a high population where cultures have accustomed to a way of life, they're going to have a hard time adjusting to that type of living. And that's where the problem lies. I think if everyone thought like ox, yes, baby, everyone thought like ox, that could work, but not everyone does.
Be taught at a very young age as well, I think, growing up and learning to take care of the earth, because you learn by example. If all you are shown is to take, that's all that will
If
follow.
they don't even treat each other well, as far as racism and all that goes, they're not going to give a fuck about this planet.
Well, it's not even just that they don't treat each other well. They don't treat themselves well. The people who are currently celebrating the administration, they're suffering for it. They're not, it's their own self-interest, and they're still gleefully handing it away and allowing themselves to be hurt.
Convinced that these tariffs are going to make them rich someday.
Yeah, I don't even think that they honestly believe it. I really don't. I think that they don't think that. They just want to win. That's all they care about. As long as they win or they have the illusion of winning, they'll happily be hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, tariffs are terrible. It's one of the things that I try to explain to my fellow brethren, my conservatives, is that tariffs are not what you think. So my biggest investor in my company, my game company, actually is an exporter from China, and I had a conversation with him in May, and I said, "So who pays these tariffs? Because I'm hearing a lot of information from every side." He said, "Ultimately, companies." Yeah, companies have to decide whether they're going to compress their margins or they're going to pass it on to you. So
And
he
you
said it's
name
sort
me a
of
single billionaire that's ever going to compress their margins.
well, and that's the point is that the data is going to show us whether that's true or not, right? And so what you need to look at is the CPI. You need to look at the it's slipping my mind. Anyway, there's another metric you can look at to see how those tariffs are affecting industries. And so, anyway, he said eventually, yes, the consumer will have to bear the cost of that tariff. So, I never saw the positive in the tariff.
Well, we actually already have the numbers. Like, he did this the first time he was in office. He put blanket tariffs on a lot of things from China and across and on other countries as well, and we suffered for it. We lost a lot of fucking farms as a result of it.
Well, the whole point of the tariff is to punish another country, isn't it?
No. That's what they want you to say, but that's not what it is. Basically, what it is, you pay the company that has to have whatever product it is, whether it's a machine part that's only made over in another country, whether it's a microchip made in another country, whether it's a toy made in the other country, because that's what your business is. The company has to pay basically a tariff. It's an import tax in a way. And what happens is, like he said, they're going to do one of two things, these companies, with that additional costs, right? So if Ford, for example, imports in a piece for their car that's only made in, say, I don't know, Pakistan, just out of nowhere. I don't know if that's true or not, but just throwing out a country. And he's charging a blanket 10% tariff on them for that part now. That means that price of that has gone up for that importer because they're going to pay a tax on it, right? So they're going to take that additional cost and they're either going to pass it down to the consumer to make them pay it through higher prices, or the three other scenarios, they're going to just selflessly, think of a selfless billionaire, mind you, compress their margins, like you said, where they're basically going to take less of a profit than they normally would and just pay out of pocket for it, or they're going to fire people and cut wages.
Right. Which is
Yeah,
exactly why Trump is so obsessed with firing the guy that is, what is he?
The
Like
numbers guy,
monitoring,
the jobs guy.
monitoring the interest rate. Trump wants him
Oh, the
gone.
Fed. Yeah, the guy, the Fed, the one from the Fed.
Is his name Powell? I think his last name is
it's
Powell.
Jerome Powell. Yeah, Jerome
Yeah.
Powell.
Yeah, Trump wants him gone so bad because he's he's like raise the or lower the interest rate, and the guy's like, I can't do that. You just put tariffs on everything.
Right. They're not good, and these people who think that it's going to cause temporary problems but it's going to make companies come back to America. It's not.
And furthermore, there's been a huge revision of jobs created in the last 6 months. I think the revision was upwards of 900,000. So we're actually in the negative in terms of job creation.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the Fed is going to be forced to actually lower interest rates in September. So it's a lot of wish-wash and
it's
unclarity.
definitely already going to go down in the next quarter because that white lady in Georgia who got all uppity about South Koreans being in her fucking state, who called ICE on all of them, she just lost $8,000 jobs for her state because South Korea, who had their people here on visas, training people to build a new Hyundai factory and run it, were all arrested and shackled. They were let go, but they were all humiliated. South Korea pulled the project. They're not doing it anymore. They're not building anymore, and they're not helping them do any of that. Just lost all those jobs. They're gone.
I read that the reason that they won't come back is because ICE literally made them drink out of dog holes.
Yeah, ICE demeaned them and humiliated them.
And
it's all because that racist white lady saw a bunch of South Korean people, in her eyes probably just Asian people, and she called ICE on them. And she's a lady who's running for fucking Congress.
So I don't understand why we're just like, oh, let's be peaceful. No, they're not peaceful with us.
Nobody has said that. You're making assumptions there. Nobody has said that.
Right. No one's saying that. We're just saying that it's. We're just saying that while we understand that some violence will be a result because of how people respond, that's not what we're leading with. That's what we're saying.
Right.
I think that the reason why we're not leading with that needs to be kind of like at the forefront of that. Fox, violence is not going to get you what you want either. I know that it seems that way. It seems like fighting back.
Nigga.
Oh my god. It seems like fighting back. It seems like
hold on, we're just gonna get rid of this guy really quickly.
In retaliation can get you what you want, but it's not. You will suffer for that violence just like the rest of us. And at what point is that cost too high for you? I'm sure you have loved ones. I'm sure you have people, and it's enraging to see the mistreatment of other people in the world, but I promise you it will hit different when it's on your doorstep. And it will no longer, I feel like it will change whether or not you're as committed to the act of violent revolution when it's somebody you know that is facing the ramifications of that violence. Like my sister is incredibly conservative. My sister is a trooper through and through. And I disagree with her so much, and we have a lot of bumped heads, but I could not see her harmed either. I could not see her hurt or her children hurt. And that is the reality that you have to be willing to accept when you choose violence, when you decide that violence is the only way left. You have to be ready to hurt the people that you care about.
Yep. I'll just say thanks for having me, guys. I'll see y'all later, okay?
Appreciate you coming. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But also, Andy, I want to just give you a little bit of focus. I think that is something that you as a YT person with family members who are right-leaning has to contend with. Because I think Black people, like the few Black conservatives that, you have people in their family in Christianity, most of us have already cut those people off, right? The Christians who say, so we already know, and it's like, hey, it is what it is. So I think that is something that you have to
I've
contend
cut out
with.
my entire family except for my parents and
There
my
you go.
immediate family. My parents, because that's just complicated, but the rest of them that I haven't cut out is because they didn't vote for this shit either.
Right. My mother was pretty much like my sister for a long time, but it didn't take very long on the campaign trail, and she was pro Kamala all the way. So
that's good.
Yeah, she got on board really quickly. But my sister is actually my half sister, and her father is full Hispanic. So she is very, very clearly not white. Her and her children are very clearly not white, and I've never understood how she can vote the way that she does. I've never understood how she can justify that.
It's the same thing when you see a person of color who is both a Christian and a Republican. When you see a gay person who's a Trumper, it's roaches for weed, it's trees for forest fires.
Well, I mean, it's not even like
trees for forest fires.
It's not like I'm unsympathetic to the being misled or being brainwashed. When Trump first ran in 2016, I almost voted for him. I'm a trans woman. Like I almost voted for Donald Trump in 2016. If I had voted at all, I would have voted for Donald Trump. I blame my hatred on Hillary Clinton. It blinded me to reality quite a bit.
Why did you hate Hillary Clinton so much?
I'm not entirely sure. I still dislike her. There's something about her face that reminds me of bad people, maybe.
She's done bad things.
I'm sure she has. I'm just asking in general.
Yeah, I know that she's got like blood, but all politicians had that. And my assumption really was that, oh, here comes this, millionaire tycoon. Even if he's a crazy person, he's going to get into politics and fuck it all up. He did. So I thought that's what I wanted, and clearly it is not what I freaking wanted.
Yeah. All right, y'all. It's been a long ass while since anybody's requested up. So
yeah, or at least requested up to say something other than slurs.
Right.
What is the purpose of that? Like what just to
because they're afraid in real life, and then this is the only place they feel like a little bit of bravery because it's online. You see these people in real life, they're like afraid of everything. They don't even leave their house.
It just seems like such a waste of time. Do they not have anything better to do?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is a black woman.
Oh my God, is a black woman. You want to come up and say slurs?
I want to go say slurs.
That's hilarious.
We've had quite a few of them from the very, very first person to come up all the way up until probably like half hour ago?
Yeah, actually, it wasn't even a half hour when he was up here talking about inward. That was like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes ago. See?
I got shotgunned the hard R like the day before yesterday. They do it with such frequency.
Oh yeah. I got the F slur right off the bat. Like
immediate. Oh, I got the F slur today. I got that today.
And what's funny, that was from the first guest, but one of the first sets of comments to come through was somebody called me a fruity host.
Hips?
Oh, that's right. Those is fruity. It's so hilarious. Like it's almost like they think that the N-word is going to offend us. Like, you're not saying it in our face. It doesn't bother us. And we, like, Black people, we're always like, our language is living. It's always evolving. So don't think that you're going to come up with some 80-year-old slur and we're going to clutch our pearls. It's just not going to work.
That just made me realize something, Petty. Like that the way that gay men tend to emulate Black women, I think, stems from that very idea. We see what you do and how you do, and that's what we want to do too.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because like Black language, African American vernacular, it is a living, breathing thing. Like we don't um stay, it evolves, right? And I think that that's what, like the language, everything, and I think that that's the part that gets lost. So when you're using some old, and when you're, oh, you're so ghetto, like I don't give a fuck. So
Right.
what if I'm ghetto? Like that
And
shit doesn't bother me.
here's the thing. What white people call the ghetto, they have them too. I grew up in the hills of fucking Kentucky, right?
Oh, Lord.
Trailer parks. Trailer parks. The same shit that happens in what they call the ghetto happens in these fucking trailer parks. Same shit. It just might be 100 less people because it's not a city. You know what I mean? Like, same shit though.
Government doesn't target those areas and put DURGSs in those areas and GUNs in those areas.
That was never my point, and I never brought
That's
that
what they do. I mean, you remember Reagan, Iran
I don't
Contra?
think
That's
you
what they
know who
do.
I am, Ox. I don't think you know who I am. I'm fully aware of all those things, and my audience knows that too, because that's all that's left in this room. Petty knows that. My God knows that. Angel knows that. And Andy, I don't know if you know that because you're white presenting, so maybe you know that.
I'm aware. I don't have lived experience, but I've definitely been educated.
Oh yeah, I see it all the
What
time.
they do, they target those areas and then they send in extra police. You go to a lot of white towns, they don't even have a local police department. But you go to like an inner city, they have 1 million cops everywhere. It's all so they can make arrests. That's why our incarceration rates are so ridiculous in this country. We lead the world in most prisoners per capita. We have so many people in jail right now that if we let them vote, they would sway an election. That's how many people we incarcerate.
We know, and it's awful. It is awful. My God, you were saying?
Oh,
Love you, Petty.
I think I was going to weigh in on the prison thing, and I've been playing with an idea for a long time. If I wanted to eradicate the hard R, if I wanted to make it so that white people would make a demand that it be illegal and you never say it again, I would just make it so that every time somebody said the hard R, a black person got a degree, they'd stop.
Brilliant.
Yeah, they would make that word illegal. Illegal. It would be hate speech.
Brilliant.
And you would be able to take away their ability to mass communicate because
Right.
they would have to give up their phones in that scenario because all you have to do is tell them that your phone is always listening. These mofos will abandon cell phones and they'll never touch technology again, and they can just go walk peacefully out into the pasture into the night all by themselves.
Right.
So this is how. I spent some years thinking on the problem of racism, and it only works when it's to the detriment of the people that it's against.
Yeah.
And so the best way to eradicate any product of racism is to make it beneficial to the victim. So if I were smart enough, I would start a culture in prison, a culture amongst the people, not the wardens, all them people. I don't give a fuck about them. If I were persuasive enough, I'd start a culture inside of the prison that such that every time somebody went, they would truly be rehabilitated. Don't you know, prison would they would be like, well, we can't do prison anymore.
I think that if every time an instance of racism is caught, they would have to put money into like a fine, a large fine, and then it be put into a communal place that pays for scholarships and housing for minorities, especially black and brown people.
Yeah.
That's a good way to also get restitution because the white people for a while are still going to do the racism. So they're gonna pay for a lot of shit.
Even when they stop doing it publicly, they're just going to keep doing it behind closed doors.
Well, that's why I said they're gonna have to get rid of their phones for that, because the phone's always listening. So, which means they're gonna have to go out off into the pasture, and they'll be all alone and fade into the dark. Bye.
Right?
I feel like they should do that with all crimes. Like any crime you commit and you are in prison for, that you, while in prison, work and earn money for funds helping whoever was hurt or whatever was done to repent, basically.
I like my God's idea. My God is a black woman. I like your idea because that would really lead to true rehabilitation. But they don't want people going in there and being rehabilitated. They want people going in there and being away from society so that America grosses more GDP than like 133 other countries combined. It's like $1.1 billion.
We know, and it's awful. We know, and it's
and
awful.
they don't a lot of these prisons since like the 90s when Clinton came in office, he signed a lot of laws saying that they couldn't get education.
We know, and it is awful.
Look,
It is awful. Thank you.
Don't tell me shit.
know.
I only know so much. I already know these things.
We know, like we were participating in a thought experiment that my God brought up. So we know all the facts. This was a thought experiment. We know. Thank you.
I can only be taught my own knowledge so many times.
Yeah.
How does that happen on TikTok? Is that regular?
I think I go through this. When Christians start telling me the story of the fall of man, I get the same sensation. It's like painful. Like, I know this story. I know this. Please don't tell me again.
No, Jen, I dropped her because I got tired of being told what I already know.
Yeah. No, I feel the same, my God. Like when you bring up something, you're like, well, what about the story of Job? And it's like, oh, well, do you really know the story of Job? So Job, and then they start going through the story.
I've read the story. This is why I used to say with Christina, if you were in here a lot, I would always say they're giving me Bell's palsy because it makes my face melt.
Right.
Just like, I can't, like, why are you...
For the last 5 minutes, your face has been melting.
Yeah, like, y'all keep telling me shit that I brought up. Why would I bring it up if I didn't already fucking know?
No, Ezekiel is right. It does sound like she literally, we didn't kick you out. We kept telling you we know. Because we agree with Ezekiel. It sounds like you've just gathered all of this knowledge, right? And we appreciate you as a white woman putting together this knowledge. But I am black, right? Dugald,
Well, she was just so aggressive.
well, I wouldn't say aggressive.
Yeah.
She just kept repeating things that we already knew. Like, you're not going to educate black people. Most of us up here are black.
Right.
Dugald is a white person who hangs out with black people.
And I'm
We
gay.
know. Right.
I get
We
it.
know. And he's gay. He's a part of the queer
I am also a white person, so.
Congratulations, Colin. Congratulations.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Colin.
Jesus Christ. Let it be known that I am the white.
Yeah, you made that pretty fair. We know.
God damn it. He's like, fuck you.
But Libra and Cray like to say I'm black on the inside or I'm light skinned, and that's not right. I keep telling y'all, don't do that to me. I'm not. This is why y'all trying to take me to Grand Canyon. I'm not doing it.
I'm just like, why did I say anything?
And no, I mean, that's a congratulatory thing. I am a white
Oh, no,
guy.
I didn't.
Congratulations.
I definitely didn't need the congratulatory.
I mean, you put it out there, Colin. You put it
Hey,
out.
I was just saying I'm a white person because everybody else was talking about
We know, we're aware.
Congratulations, Colin. Again, every time you say it, I'm going to congratulate you.
We know mantra.
So,
right.
Wait a second. Not Annika
Oh,
calling me
God.
Dugald's off-white.
Somebody please headbutt me.
Colin, we're gonna move
I'm gonna
past
be
it.
okay,
Colin.
Colin.
We're okay. We're okay. We're just gonna slide on by.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Slide on by. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Now,
I'm not gonna tell you congratulations, friend. Talk about petty didn't tell me congratulations.
I still don't know no fucking goddamn
I'm gonna give you
congratulations for it. What the fuck?
Listen, Ariel, I'm gonna give you a
Ariel.
That's all you get.
Ariel.
That's what you get.
She get a half one. Congratulations.
Swap bodies now?
Wow.
Colin, are you over 21?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm 33.
What did you want to come up with? Something?
Oh, I just came in here because I just seen so many disagreements in here. Who was the last guy? I can't remember her name that was down there in the bottom right. I can't remember her name.
Oh, that was
Ox.
Yeah, she's still in the comments.
Yeah, she's still here.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say I disagree with her mostly. I would just say that to me, she came off a little not like vehemently hostile, but like really upset, I guess.
Well, I think she's like Petty said. She came up with she knows things. She's learned some things. She's passionate about what she's learned, and she's realized that there's a whole lot of injustices that Black and gay people are screaming about for fucking beginning.
Right, and she just
motherfucking time.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I don't know how young she was, but I felt like a lot of that was just. I mean,
it just seemed so hostile to me. I was worried. I was like, holy fuck.
Colin, I'm going to need you to stop saying that it was hostile. It was not. It is very upsetting. Everything that she was saying is absolutely true. And it is upsetting when you understand that your history and your heritage lends to the upsetting thing. So it's not hostile.
My Irish heritage.
It's upsetting and passionate. So she's displaying.
Do you think Irish people haven't contributed to the racism problem in the U.S.?
I don't know. My Irish heritage clearly has nothing to do with the fucking prosperity in this country.
Do you believe that Irish people have not contributed to the problem of racism in this country?
I don't know. Do you know?
Yes.
I
have no fucking clue.
You have no clue?
They did.
No, I literally don't.
Do you think that white Irish people came to the U.S. and said, "I'm not white, I'm Irish"?
No, I'm telling you, I literally have no idea.
We're telling you. Yeah.
Y'all had to fight for the right to be white, and you know how you earned that position? You earned that position?
Never thought about it.
You earned the position of whiteness in the U.S. by turning against Black people. In fact, I'm reading a book called A People's History of the United States. And Irish people were very instrumental in a lot of the race war, the race riots that were occurring. Irish people felt that Black people were getting in the way of their prospects for work. And so they would go out and be violent against us, even while they weren't considered as white people. They harmed Black people in defense of themselves and the things that they wanted. They would take it out on us all the time. So saying my Irish heritage as if that separates you from all the white terror.
No,
that
what I was
Irish
saying, I just
people
didn't have a
contributed
clue
to.
about it. I literally didn't have any clue about this. So
Let me give you some additional history about your heritage. Irish people, when they were finally trying to solidify their place in whiteness, they populated police departments and carried on the idea of profiling and wrongfully incarcerating Black people, police brutality. They solidified all of that. They discriminated against the Black people who were also allowed to join the police departments that they were working for. And they, again, excluded them and marginalized them in the name of racism so that they could prove to their already white counterparts that they were up for the job. So
and
there's
it's not even like it didn't repeat itself. We're watching it repeat itself with the Latino community right now.
I would actually argue that's how white privilege started. Just from that alone, like that ability to be able to do that concept of white privilege started because that ability to blend in enough to be able to pass on that hatred from you to somebody else.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Colin?
And that's really kind of a crazy idea. And I wonder, and I think that same thing would have happened with both the Italians, with like Italians and Russians and basically any other European or Germanic country or Slavic country that has come through here with its people.
No, I legitimately had no fucking idea about this. So
yeah, it's just literal fact. And a lot of this indentured servitude and chattel slavery with Irishmen and that it didn't last as long as a lot of the other ones because of that ability to be able to shift that hatred onto another already oppressed group.
yeah, it's a foreign thing to me to think about because I've never had that experience in my life. Never even thought about it. So.
Well, it's because you've reaped the benefits of it, just like I have.
Well,
ways.
Yeah,
that's where the privilege.
I mean, I grew up.
Right.
I'm sure I had plenty of benefits, but I didn't grow up like rich or anything. I grew up really fucking poor. So.
Y'all always go to Why do y'all always go to rich?
Not about that.
Yeah, money.
No, I'm just saying, like I literally grew up poor as fuck.
Well, the problem is that has nothing to do with white privilege. It literally has nothing to do with it.
Money is not privilege. I want to say this. If me and a YT man were both homeless, right, at the same time, and we started in the same,
TikTok's weird.
And we started in the same financial predicament. He is going to make it out of poverty much faster than myself. That's the privilege. That's the privilege.
That's just because blacks are lazy.
Go. Oh my fucking
Wait a minute. Let me say, I want to respond to that. If we're so lazy, why did our labor, why did you guys build economies off of our fucking labor? If we're so fucking lazy, why did you build the boats and spend all that money to go way across that water to snatch us up and force us to do work? If we're so fucking lazy, why did our labor put the U.S. in the number one position on the globe? Help me understand how our laziness is how we could be both fucking lazy as fuck, but the ideal slave.
He can't explain that. He can't explain. He's never thought about that.
Yeah, definitely it wasn't the concentration camps that the white people put black people in.
Basically, it's because we're smart and we need to do the planning and all that.
You're smart.
So yeah, and then we need
black women are currently the most educated and most intelligent group of people in the entire country.
Yeah, it's 2025.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So you're not the smartest. You're not necessary for all that.
Stupidest you've ever been, right? That's why we can let them claim.
None of that's not. You're not necessary to the equation then, if that's the case.
Yeah, I think that black people are like literally they have less.
Yeah. We build our labor is the reason. Our labor is the reason why sugar is its own economy. Is the reason why cotton is its own economy. Is the reason why
we wouldn't have peanut butter either.
It is the reason why the steel industry.
You taught us how to wash our legs, dude.
We would not have been able to. You would not have been able to go to any wars without black labor. In fact, they were snatching black men off the streets to force them into steel mines to help make that armory so that white men could go fight them wars. There's absolutely no achievement America could have achieved without black labor. Our lazy ass fucking labor is the reason why you get to sit your privileged ass right there and come up with this fucking lie about our labor. But if we're so fucking lazy, bitch, why don't you do your own goddamn work?
And how is it that black women are the most educated if they're lazy? You don't get educated by being lazy.
That requires no work at all, which they've been doing plenty
Educated.
of.
Why? If you're the highest educated, then why can't you come out of this rut that you're in?
We're not violent enough, Scotty.
You're not violent.
We're not willing.
You're not violent.
No.
This is the first time I've heard blacks are not violent.
We're not willing to do the same.
Blacks are not violent enough.
Definitely not racist.
We're not willing to do the same amount of violence. We're not willing to do the same amount of violence that you guys are willing to do in order to gain or keep control or power. We don't enlist cops to go out and put you in positions that will set you back for lifetimes or generations. We don't have court systems. We don't have court systems and government systems that we can use to push you further and further back. As black women, we deal with a lot more obstacles. That's why we can't get out of the rut. And because we're compassionate people and we don't go around undercutting people and starting child trafficking rings like Jeffrey Epstein, we don't get nowhere.
And on top of that, every time black people have done well for themselves, every single time black people have done well for themselves to do exactly what you're blaming them of not doing, we have gone in and undone it. We have gone in and pew-pewed it or spicy boomed it. We didn't give, or we drowned it. Guess what? Oh, there it is. You the racist piece of shit, ignorant as fuck. Ignorant. Oh, now we got the death threats and everything. That's cute.
Why do y'all think we care about that? Like, when you don't have anything intelligent to say, you start saying the M word and calling us dumb and saying we're so lazy and we're so this. Like, who cares?
The first time I've ever been called a white N-word.
Right. Like, okay. He said it a few times, but I kept cutting him off with the mute button.
I was like, I ain't never been called. What?
Oh, what?
Right. And it's so crazy, like, that you would assert that if we're so smart, why can't we get out of the rut that we're in? The rut that white supremacy made?
Mm-hmm.
Like that rut? Right.
That we're in while he in his mama basement with the damp walls and shit. Like,
Shush, Sam. Stop laughing.
It's amazing.
My husband finds this very entertaining.
Yeah, it's amazing to me, the delusion when they're like, oh, white people built everything, white people did this, and it's like, you literally just had the money to make people and force people to do the shit. We can do it.
I wanted to play the Dirty Dozens with him just to show him how creative we are. Like, he only has that one fucking word. That's what I was trying to make happen. Yeah. Because, like, I think we all could, like, really cut his ass down with some really creative shit, and all he has is white N-word.
Oh, Zena May just walked in. Zena, you missed it. I just got called a white N-word.
And I knew that's where he was going because he was hitting all of the regular talking points. Like, you guys are lazy. And, oh, I guess we wouldn't have peanut butter either. Like, all right, buddy, just get to the point, say the word, do the thing so you can get out of here.
Right, so you can feel good about yourself and go tell your mommy, hey, mommy, I called them, I said the N-word, and she's going to say, oh, Timmy, I'm so proud. Yes, I will allow you to beat your
meat. He said it to a white guy. That's the part that's killing me.
Yeah, that's
he's going to leave that part out.
He said it to a white person.
He called me a white N-word. Like, what the?
Right, he's going to leave that part out of telling mommy. He's not.
I don't even know what the dozens is.
Right, that's okay, Colin. Congratulations.
No, I don't.
We're not going to tell you, Colin.
Yeah, congratulations, Colin.
You don't need to know, bud.
You've just affirmed again that you are white.
Wow. Okay.
Colin, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just funny because you're kind of just like lopping him up there for it.
He's white boy real hard right now. Like, he is definitely the white boy of this situation.
Definitely.
Yeah,
like,
it's not anything you're saying. It's just like you're just saying the wrong thing at just kind of the wrong.
See, and Colin doesn't realize that he's landed on MLK Boulevard when he should be on Main Street.
Wait, like, I'm a guest on MLK, Colin. I'm just going to let you know that I'm a guest here. You
windows and lock them doors, buddy.
Right.
Oh, Colin. Aw.
I
He
appreciate
said,
you
wait,
coming.
Colin said
trying to make fun of you,
MLK.
but
Oh,
you were
shit.
very stereotypical there for It's funny as shit. Oh, Colin.
Colin said MLK. Oh, fuck.
I was supposed to be on Main Street. What the fuck?
He was like, listen, I was duped. I was catfished. Dugald had me thinking I was on Main Street.
This motherfucker lost his guy. Like, you don't know what the fuck. I know. Oh my god. Woo. That was funny. Where's that address at, Petty?
I don't even know what the dozens are. Why he said that shit, right? Like, sir, we know you're white. Don't say nothing else.
Right.
No, I don't know either. I am very white. I have no idea what it is.
That's okay. It's okay.
Google is going to be your best friend to deconstruct that. I'm going to just let you know that now.
Right.
Yeah. Whew, okay. I have to process Colin for a second.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've been that naive a white person.
I know.
I'm gonna like draw it back and be like, okay, wait a minute. What was Colin thinking?
No. And actually, it wasn't even I don't even know what the dozens was for me. It was I'm Irish, and it was like Colin.
Please know what the Irish did.
I've Googled it, and I'm wondering if this is accurate or not. It says a ritualized game typically engaged in by two persons, each of whom attempts to outdo the other in insults directed against members of the other's family.
I've never heard it so clinically put.
I know, right?
I just always called it a battle.
Oh, okay.
That's such a clinical definition. I swear he pulled that out of the DSM-5. Like,
straight off Google.
Straight off Google AI being all technical and shit.
Right.
That sounds exactly like somebody white was peeking from the bushes, like trying
the
to.
algorithm was probably written by a white guy.
It was written by a white guy.
Definitely.
Oh my god, damn! This has been funny as shit. Like, as soon as Colin said, "I'm Colin," I'm white.
But yes, Andy, that is exactly what I mean, it's a very clinical definition of the dozens, but yes, that is what the dozens is.
My husband clarified. We just watched Fat Girls the other night, and he's like, "That's what that scene in Fat Burger was all about." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I understand."
So, like, when I was a little kid, right? We all wanted to be gangsters because that was cool back then, but we wasn't gonna fight each other because hell no. So, like, it would be me and my gang of girlfriends, and then another girl with her gang of girlfriends, and we'd meet at the train tracks, and then we'd be like, yeah, your mama's so fat that when you cut her, she bleed gravy, and the people behind us would be like, ooh, and then the other person would be like, well, you so ugly, they gotta tie a stake around your neck to get the dollar to play with you, and you just go back and forth like that.
It's where like the Yo Mama stuff would happen, like all that kind of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, your mama's so dumb.
Yeah.
She thought a quarterback was a refund.
Your mama's so dumb she studied for a urine test.
That's hilarious to me. That
your mama got one arm, she swim in a circle.
That's insane. You got people coming into your chat talking about how lazy you are. Look at how many cultures you guys have built that have just turned into multi-million-dollar industries for white people, but you're lazy.
Yeah, they don't pay attention to that.
That's insane.
They don't pay attention to that.
No, it doesn't support their narrative.
A lot of time idealizing going back to enslaving black people. Why are you fantasizing about that if we're so lazy? Why is that your daydream if we're so fucking lazy? Why do you want our labor if we're not laboring?
Because they know they can't create anything for themselves. They're deficit.
Right. The only thing we ever did was put raisins in shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about that fucking chicken salad at Kroger.
We learned how to boil chicken and throw raisins on it. Like that's what we did. Our entire culture has been raping, pillaging, appropriating, and stealing shit from people for centuries since we picked up Christianity. So
Mm-hmm.
We ain't done shit.
I was spending time on this, and I was trying to define whiteness, and I realized that
Good luck.
whiteness is the consistent cutting away of what you are not. I think this is the reason why white racists can't come up with new things, right? Whiteness is about what you are not. That's what
It
it's
is
built
literally
around.
the same old thing with all of them, and
That's
just like
profound.
Christians.
It's emptiness.
It's just like
You have to remove the things about you that are not white, right? Your goal is to reach a true state of whiteness, to be the perfect whiteness. And because it's all about what you aren't, whiteness is merely, as far as culture is concerned, is anti-blackness. And so in order to be white, you have to not be black. And that means anything that black people do, the way black people act, the way black people speak, you have to not be that. Because whiteness isn't about building of yourself. Like other cultures are about the building of oneself. But whiteness is about making sure one is not the other. And that's hard. You can't build yourself based on making sure you're not something else. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like the idea of picking yourself apart, removing from yourself is the actual opposite of building, which is what we do, is we build.
So what does a white person have to do in order to escape whiteness for themselves?
recognize what the fuck we've done, talk about it, and move on and stop doing it.
Right. Genuine. Be genuine.
Stop looking at people with that made up concept that somehow their skin color makes them different. Stop using stupid tropes like I don't see color, because we're not fucking blind. We do fucking see color. Don't care who you are. Stop saying stupid shit.
Yeah.
Accountability and radical responsibility.
Yeah, and to my God, I almost use your name. My God is a black woman's point. You want to, if her definition of whiteness holds up, then how you counter that is to actually build, add things to who you are, right? Add perspective, add culture, add experience, add, yeah, like add those things to who you are.
And in the process of it, we start uplifting those we caused harm to when we did, as we did. Because fact of the matter is, until we make right what we've done, it's kind of like what Celie said in Color Purple, right? Everything you've done to me until you do right by me, it's...
Then you think about gonna fail.
Just saying, like, that's what it is. We need to do right. We as white people need to make right what we have done. We have, and it does. Slavery was just the start of it. That was quite a long time ago. Look at everything we've done to them since. Look at everything we do now, and we stop those things and we make it right. Now, what does that look like? What do those type of reparations look like? I don't know. Could be anything from incentives all the way up to tax credits, easier to get, or free colleges for everybody, all those affected. For could be anything. Could be a multitude of things. Could be a whole combination of things, right? But we still got to do it.
We need repairs. We need repairs. And I think what would be fair is an estimation of the amount that Black people have earned for this country in labor, and go ahead and for however many generations until that debt is paid, we don't pay taxes, we don't pay for education, we don't pay for housing. Things like that should be paid for us for at least another few generations, however lazy you want to call us. We deserve that. We deserve
How long?
that until the debt is paid.
Hold on.
Well, how long?
Hold on.
Did you hear me say we should get an estimation of the value of that labor?
Hold on. Let's make sure that this person is even old enough. How old are you, Hule? Is that how you say your name?
Or how?
It's Hool. I'm 30 years old.
Okay, go ahead. My God, God damn it, go ahead, my God.
You could call me Kia Petty. That's not a. That's fine. Whatever's easier for you, friend. That's fine. So who? I'm not saying forever, but if we did get that forever, it would certainly be justified. But that's not what I'm asking for because I'm a reasonable person. What I'm asking for is that there be an estimation of the amount of free labor, the value of the free labor that we have given since day one, and that be paid back in the removal of making Black people pay taxes, in the giving of free higher level education, and in housing. However long it takes for it to match the amount of wealth that we've built for this country is of no interest to me because it's my repair.
Yeah. Personally,
Time
the
frame.
housing aspect, the only part I'd tweak would be the housing part and make it so that something, instead of just paying for it, it's something you were able to build the generational wealth that white people primarily got to do up until that point. So not just saying, here's a place to live, it's on us, but no, here's a place that is yours.
How big is the house? Can they just get mansions?
Well, that's what the estimation's about, and that's up to, and that can be negotiated on an individual basis. If they want a smaller house and more land, or a smaller house and less people to pay later on, like it's up to them.
I want to know why you care. I want to know why you care because were any of the slaves able to say, well, that's the massa, that house is too big for me to build for you, massa?
Like, I just want to pay you guys back. I just want to pay you guys back and be fair.
I'm trying to figure out why you want to put limitations on people's reparations when those people couldn't put limitations on the harms that were done to them. Why the fuck are you busy policing just how much you scared we gonna have more than you?
I don't care. I just want to know what you want so we can give it to you and then we can be done with it so it's fair and equal.
It'll never be fair and equal. Ever.
Well, she's asking for something specific like housing, education, and all that. Well, where do you draw the line? Let's draw the line and then
based on that estimation. If let's say
is ever going to undo what we have done, no matter what we do, it is not going to erase it.
How do you even quantify that estimation, by the way?
There is a way. The government promised them all something very specific as restitution. And we never lived up to it.
By the way, it's not you guys. This was people 300 years ago. It's none of us.
This is my question to you. Instead of asking where we draw the line, I would like to hear where you thought they should have drawn the line.
Yeah, there is no line. All you do is just make a fair playing field. The laws are equal among everybody.
Not what I'm asking. I'm asking during the time that your ancestors enslaved mine, where do you think that your ancestors should have drawn the line? Should it have been at only 5 slaves per plantation, that they were not allowed to unalive and maim? They were not allowed to breed women? Like, where do you think they should have drawn the line? I want to know that.
I don't think they should have drawn the line at all. I think slavery was bad from the start, and I agree with the North. That's why the North fought to end it, and that's why
That's actually untrue.
It's not why they.
Well, slavery ended after that war, and people fought to end it. So.
Yeah, and then what did we do to them afterward?
I agreed with the ending of it. So.
Right, but that's great. But also let me just clarify some things. You do realize that people in the North also benefited from slavery.
Yes, I know. It's a complicated thing, but yes, I know. Just in simple terms, the war was fought, it was ended, slavery, the South lost, the North won, slavery was ended. That's kind of how the story went.
Yes.
You think that was it after that? Just
no, obviously there's more to it, but that's the gist of it. That's why we don't have slavery now.
That's the gist of it.
Actually ever ended. I do not think that it ever ended. I think that
we don't have you guys picking cotton in a field anymore.
We have child
no, they're just locked out of every opportunity.
To this day.
Huh?
Can I tell?
Stop. Hold on a second. Yes, I'm going to let you talk here in a second. First and foremost, cool. If it's not the gist of it, that is barely the tip of the iceberg. If you think it ended there, then you are woefully ill-informed.
I mean, no, I continued with like the laws and all that stuff, like going into like the 1950s and 60s and all that. I
Not
understand
that
it
long
didn't
ago
end fully.
versus how long ago slavery was. You act like all of this shit ended when slavery did. This Jim Crow
Well, you asked me when they
not
should
that
draw the
long
line.
ago. The first woman who ever was integrated into a school
You weren't born
from segregation is still alive. She's in her 60s.
born yet, and neither were your parents
I would
or
like
your
to tell- My
grandparents.
parents were too. They're boomers. My parents were born in 49 and 51.
Not during the 1800s. That's what I was talking about.
Which is
1700s,
not- oh my
1800s.
God, did he just miss the point entirely?
I really want to tell Hul this story. I think this will help him understand.
I would love to hear it.
Okay, so in I think it was like 1856. Was it 1856 or 1880 something when they outlawed slavery? I can't remember. But in the early 1900s, you couldn't be an outright slave driver, but what you could be.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hul, stop coming off of mute because you have a horrible echo. I'm muting you for a reason.
Oh, what's the echo?
I don't know.
You know what a echo is? Mute yourself.
All right, I got you.
So basically, once slavery was, and I quote, big quotes, outlawed.
1865, you were right.
Okay, thank you. The U.S. government needed, first off, steel for their wars. They needed coal and they needed brick. But the labor wasn't free and it was going to cost money. So instead of actually paying people their worth, they just went back to slavery, but they did it differently. What they started doing was kidnapping black men off the streets. A man could be on his way through the town to go visit his family, and they would accuse him of something like vagrancy or spitting, all of these stupid laws that exist today, like
Causing a ruckus or disorderly or whatever.
Jaywalking, all of that. Those were made up on the fly to have an excuse to arrest black people, and then they would take them to court, right? And the judge would say, okay, listen, it's not that big a deal. All you have to do is pay this $30 fine, which they knew would be too much for the person, right? And so it became a big scam. The business owner would say, I'll pay his fines if he comes and works for me, right? So now, the copper company, I can't remember who, the steel company, right? They come and they pay this man's fine and say, well, you got to come work for me. They make him sign a contract. And as he's working, he has to, whatever food he gets, whatever shelter he gets, he has to pay for that out of his paycheck. But anytime he makes a mistake, they charge him for that too, until it becomes a problem where if he violates his contract, then he owes another 2 to 3 months of labor until it becomes 2 to 3 years of labor. And a lot of people died because of that. They were enslaved through the U.S. prison system. So thinking that just because the law was made and they declared it and somebody in your second grade classroom said slavery is over, made it over, is not true. And they still do it that way with different things. Slavery has not gone anywhere, and they're still doing it to black people and minorities.
Yeah, it's what the school to prison pipeline's all about. It's just constantly feeding black and brown
slavery, you dumbass.
Can I ask Cool a
Slavery,
question?
it's racist.
Am I good?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so everything that you just said there about your story doesn't really pertain to what I was saying.
Can I ask you a question, Cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you believe in black-only spaces?
Sorry, say it again.
Do you believe in black-only spaces?
Black only what?
Spaces.
Black only basis. I don't know what that means.
Spaces where black
Black
people
only
can congregate
spaces?
without white people.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Okay. Your behavior here is why it's absolutely necessary still.
I mean, I have black friends. My manager is black. Chance, we have a good relationship. By the way, he drives a nice car. He's not enslaved at all. He makes more money than me.
Oh, who? You got a black token? You brought a black token?
No, he's just my manager at work, but I'm cool with him.
He's just your manager. He's not even your friend.
Do you know how exhausting this is?
I mean, I'm cool with him.
Do you have any idea how exhausting it is to go through these things?
Well, he's not enslaved. I don't know how he's enslaved. He makes more money than me. He's doing well.
Yeah.
He's moved up.
He was a slave.
He doesn't use his blackness as a victim
I just told you a system of slavery that was covertly used by the U.S. government, and you're too dumb to know what the fuck I was talking about. And you're demonstrating that right now, that you're just too dumb.
Well, I'll give you an example of someone who's not using the same mindset
You're going
as you're using.
you're going to give me more examples of how you're just too dumb. Go ahead. Show us how dumb you are. I'm listening.
Like I said about Chance, he doesn't have that victim mindset.
You know, one black man who said a victim mindset. You have a victimizer mindset. How come y'all don't?
There's tons of black conservatives that disagree with this mindset.
How come y'all don't address predator mindsets from white people? Why are you worried about the victim mindset?
I would only call 10% of the black population a ton.
Right. And this is my question for you, Hul, because while you're up here talking about
give you free houses, free shit, that's crazy.
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
Your ancestors' free shit, motherfucker.
So
it has nothing to do with us.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, sorry.
Speaking. While you're up here talking about your manager and not having a victim mindset, you understand that people look at your manager and think that he is unqualified to do his job simply based on the color of his skin. But
I don't.
You're too busy.
My coworkers don't. We like him. He's good.
I don't care. I'm talking about an overarching problem in this country.
You speak for other people, ma'am. Speak for yourself.
Excuse me, I am speaking. Your manager had to work twice as hard to get half as far. So that job.
No, he did not.
Excuse me, that job that he has, he had to be overqualified to get that job. That's what had to have happened, because you don't understand that the disadvantage of skin in this country only comes to those of us who are black and brown and minority. It does not apply to you. So yes, while you may be sitting at your job jealous because you want Chance's job, you can
No, I bartend. I definitely don't.
You can guarantee that Chance earned his position, whereas you probably
He did it through his
not.
merit and good work because he's good at it, not because of his skin color. He was good at his job. That's why he moved up. That's why he moved up.
The word she said, because that is not what the fuck she said. It's not what the fuck she said.
She said he had to work. I'll repeat what she said. She said he had to work twice as hard because he was black.
Twice as hard, not just be good. He had to be twice as good, not just be good. You're just saying he was good at his job.
I can't wait to run this by him and see what he thinks.
Better than the average white guy.
Well, I've had conversations with black men who think that racism is a lie and that none of this exists.
You're talking about a small group.
No, racism exists. It does, and white people can be racist, and so can black people, and everybody else. It definitely exists.
Not be racist.
Oh God.
Everybody can be prejudiced against anybody else, but racism is a very specific flavor of prejudice, and it is baked into every system that we currently have. And the only way to undo that would be to rip the system out root and stem and start over.
Can black people be racist against Asians?
No.
They can't.
We can be prejudiced, but not racist. Racism.
Black people do not have power.
Can you read the definition of racism for me? Just Google it, read it.
Is if it's possible to be racist, could you tell me what racist thing I can do to you right now? Because I want to experience racism. I want to experience being a racist. What can I do to you that's racist? I want to do it. I want to do it. What can I do? Tell me.
It's very hard to offend me, man. Very hard to offend me.
You think racism's
Pretty
just
tough.
about offense?
Right.
You think racism's just about offense?
Is that what you Googled? Is that what
I know I can't Google because they won't let me leave my screen on my phone.
Is that the Google definition that
I
you
asked
looked
you.
up? Is that racism is just being offended?
No, and that's not what I said.
But
That
that's
is
what
what
you
you said.
insinuated because you
What
said
do
you can't
you think
defend me,
the
ma'am.
definition
You
of
think it's
racism
just
Well,
about
she
offense.
said she asked me how can I be racist towards you, and I'm
Well,
like,
then
I'm kind of hard to offend.
I want to do some. I don't want to offend you. I just want to be racist towards you. Tell me how to do it because I want that experience.
Your offense doesn't
Call
take
me
away whether
a
or not it's
honky.
racist.
Honky, you honky.
Damn.
Yeah.
You
There you go. You got it.
Crack-a-lackin' honky.
You got it.
Feels
Right.
good.
Now
great.
it's
When have you ever
I know,
experienced
doesn't it?
violence
See, it's
behind
funny
that
to
word?
laugh about
I
it
think
too.
he thinks that racism only occurs if the person gets offended.
No, not necessarily.
yeah, no, not necessarily.
Just means you think the race is
offense,
inferior to
whether
yours.
you're
on.
offended about something or not doesn't make something not racist.
I don't think black people
Right.
are inferior to me, and I don't think any race is inferior to
And
me.
not all
additionally, you don't understand.
So that would
the
therefore make me not
historic-
racist.
You don't understand the historic nature of what a slur is.
Oh, so my
because
ancestors were racist. Doesn't make me.
Excuse me. You don't understand the historical indicators of what you're talking about. For the listen, honky cracker. The fact that absolutely does not have any historical weight is the wildest thing. Like you just are making shit up.
Right.
Well, that's like the usual terms you would use against a white one.
No,
You're speaking facts.
Hold on. We can't.
Come on, you know honky is one of them.
Stop. Everybody stop.
All right.
Honky is not, it has no historical context. It has no historical weight. It is wild that you even said that. You understand that slurs are about the oppression and the
I'll give you a better example.
marginalization.
I know, Beverly.
He's still talking.
Really? I had no idea.
Susan doesn't know she's up there. Yeah. You don't understand the weight of what a slur is and why it's a slur. You are one of those people who would say, "Oh, she called me a white boy, so she called me a slur." You don't understand what a slur is. You don't understand what racism is. You are hilarious. You came up here to tokenize your manager for whatever fuck reason you decided to do that. You don't even understand historically what black people have given to this country. You don't understand what we're owed by this country, and you don't understand what systemic racism is. You don't understand what being racist is. You understand none of this. So I'm confused as to why you came up to have a conversation
Let me
that you are
unconfuse you then.
woefully uneducated to have.
All right, I'll wait. All right, so I'll unconfuse you here. So if someone decided not to hire me because I was only because I was white or I was black or Asian or any color, that would make it something that's racist.
That would make it bigoted and biased. But not
make an EI argument.
Well, no, that's not what I was getting at. But it's kind of crazy to say that, like, hey, a black person can't be racist towards an Asian person, or an Asian person can't be racist
Not in
towards
America,
an
they
Indian
can't.
like that
in
word could be
America.
used for any race against any
They
race.
cannot in America.
Maybe in a primarily black country where the black people in that country actually have power.
Yes.
Sure, maybe it could happen there. But in America, no. No.
You have to have the power to back up your ideology. No black person in this country has the power to be racist.
Well,
And that's
guys,
where
you're not
making the
gonna
mistake.
achieve anything better than what you have now by asking for free housing, free this, free that. When something happened
Are
two,
we
300 years
asking for
ago,
free, or are we
Happened
talking about?
she asked
Hold
for free
on, hold
housing, free
on.
education, and all that stuff. That's just the most
She was
ridiculous statement
talking.
I've ever
Shut
heard.
the fuck up. She was talking about reparations.
Yeah,
She
that's
was talking
stupid.
about being paid for what we have contributed to this country.
You didn't
And you
contribute
guys are the
anything. It was
ones.
your
Hold on.
ancestors.
You guys are the only ones who think that you are deserving of free shit. Because what you think
No,
you
I'm not
deserve
deserving
is
of free shit
labor.
either.
Yes, because your ancestors got free labor, and that's what you think that they deserved.
Petty, I want to ask him something.
I don't think they deserve that.
Who?
I don't condone slavery.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to speak.
Hell up,
Hold on.
pretty idol.
Carson, please wait. I'm trying to speak. Why do you, if it's already worked for, what the fuck makes you think it's free? The shit I'm asking for was worked for.
Not by you.
The tax free, the housing, the education.
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
My ancestors already did the labor.
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
There's nothing free about the thing that I'm asking. It was already fucking worked for. So for you
Yeah,
to
for a
say,
living. What do you do for a living?
I'm asking for something that was free, right? There would not have been any labor done.
By
So
his logic, then there should
I'm
not be
asking to get paid.
I
for
get what
my
you're saying. You reparations. Okay, you want reparations.
So I can finish my sentence.
Go.
I'm asking to get paid what my ancestors were never paid for. They worked for it. They were never paid for it. I'm not asking for something free. I'm asking for the shit that my ancestors worked for.
Right.
Okay,
you
they're
have an
dead
awful
now.
lot of rich white people that have
They are dead now and long
generational
gone.
wealth that was built off of their backs.
Keep muting.
And I am going to keep muting you because you're saying some bullshit, and we're trying to educate you on the bullshit you seem to be ignorant of. What we're telling you is, if you have a white person, by your logic, they should just give that money back to the government when they pass away. Then their children shouldn't be allowed to inherit it, because what they're owed is to those people who worked. You're right, but the people who are surviving would have inherited that shit, so they would have generational wealth like a lot of white people do. That's the point. You want to say it's equal, but you're having people who we're all playing a game of Monopoly, and white people have been around the board 15 times and bought up all the fucking property, and then telling black people they can play now, but with $500 less than everybody else, with no properties to buy.
Not to
Except for
mention
fucking Baltic Avenue, maybe.
What they'll say is that, oh, we can't have anything. But when we do get something, build up our own.
You burn it down.
They burn that shit down. They steal it. They flood it. They take over whatever. Black people get their shit together, build their own resources, do good, have their own. Look at Black Wall Street. What happened to a bunch of angry white motherfuckers came and took over their shit?
Black towns that are underwater
bullshit
right
hole.
now. How many black towns are underwater right now?
Yeah. Look all over the country. How many black civilizations were taken over, burnt down, flooded over because white men didn't like it.
Not to mention, this country had such a collective heart attack and stroke the first time we elected a black president that now we've created a fascist dictator in its place.
Amen to that.
White people literally burned down our own democracy so that we don't have to give anybody else a fair shake. That's the real problem. Like, that's the crux of the problem.
Donald Trump has spent more in the deficit than it would have been than we owe in reparations.
Stop muting.
Fine, we'll quit muting you if you're
Stop muting me.
If fucking Donald Trump, as much as he has spent in his presidencies on bullshit, increased our deficit, we could have already paid these reparations.
Okay, on the reparations,
I did not know
guys.
about No Kings 2.0. Thank you, Alicia. Put that on my calendar, October 18th.
We're going.
I seem to be the only one in contention with all of you guys, so I'll just say this about the reparations. It makes no sense because honestly, guys, like actually to the lady who has 34 right now, like, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
It's none of your fucking business.
I told you what I did. I'm a bartender. Why can't you tell me?
Hear what you did. Nobody asked you that either.
Hey, I'm a streetwalker.
There.
See, why are you afraid to answer? It could just be a simple answer.
I'm a streetwalker. I told you. I sell it.
No, you don't.
I sell the pussy. Why?
No, you don't.
Why? No, I wouldn't sell it to you. You can't buy it. You don't qualify.
I wouldn't buy it from you.
I mean, baby, you can't. You can't.
Oh, why
you can't
is
afford
that?
it.
Okay, let's not do that.
What the fuck do you want to talk about?
Because you're asking for reparations. I'm asking, do you even have a job?
Yeah, my job is to sell this fucking juicy wet pussy.
Oh.
Wow,
That's my job.
Piece of shit.
That's all you were able to do. That's all you can
I do marketing with it too.
Are you for real? Are you being for real or just trolling? If you work at like Dollar Tree, and I'm not gonna, shit on it.
Wow, what an ignorant piece of shit.
Wow.
I wouldn't even think that bad of it, to be honest.
Hold on, he's right. I work at the Dollar Tree part-time. Part-time. That's my only job. I earn $7.25 an hour.
I know they pay more there.
Are you sure?
Yep.
My last paycheck was $75. I get paid bi-weekly.
How many hours a week do you work there?
20.
Huh?
20.
20 hours a week?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a lot of time on your hands?
No. No, because when I get off of work, I gotta go fuck people so that I can get this rent paid.
Are you like honestly telling me the truth about that? Like, you could be for real.
Why does it matter?
That's none of your fucking business.
People are
well, because I could also.
Are you done?
No, I'm not.
Would
because
you
I could help.
Me to let you
No.
down into the comments. Are you done?
Well, she's asking for reparations, and she says she works at Dollar Tree and she
all
goes
these
and
rich
fucks
white
people.
kids who get all this fucking money from all the people that gain money generationally for black people don't have any qualifications. They're usually fucking idiots.
Cool. Can I
So what does that matter?
For a second? Are you open to that at all?
Say again, I didn't hear you.
Can I hold your hand and walk you through this for a second? Would you be open to that? Maybe
proceed.
Maybe it'll make sense. So if you found out that your grandpa was worked like a dog to death, and everything that he earned, everything that he made was taken from him at the moment of his death instead of passed on to your parent, your mother or your father, whoever that is, and then your mother or your father had the same life and worked the same grueling bullshit their whole fucking life, earned absolutely fucking nothing for it to pass down onto you, and now you are also slated to live that life, would you find that in need of reparation? Would you find a need for justice for your family lineage that has been screwed over repeatedly? Or would you just be like, oh, yeah, no, it didn't happen to me. It was just, they're dead now. Or would you want some justice? Would you want a little bit of reparation?
I never really thought about my great-great-grandpa that got fucked over out of all of his money because it was a really long time ago, and we're in the here and now, and I work a job, and I make my own money, and I put it into the world what I get out. I don't expect anything from anybody. I don't expect an inheritance for anybody. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I go out there and work, and I grind myself. And I'm white too. It's hard for me fucking too, guys.
You're fucking hard about it. We don't care any more about you than what you care about. Well, fuck off.
Well, you guys are asking for reparations and
yeah,
shit.
because they're owed. If it were owed to you, you would want it too. I'm so
The first one with his hand hanging out.
White people.
He'd be the first one with his damn hand out.
Oh.
Stubborn white people are on my fucking nerves right now so much.
That happened
a lot. Is this regular?
Oh yeah,
all the time, literally every day of my life.
How do you have the energy? I'm so exhausted.
We have a community of each other that helps each other out, and we like each other enough that it helps take the edge off.
I'm literally about to draw a fucking bath and crack open a bottle of wine. That was a lot.
Yeah, it remains a lot.
I
Right.
have wonderful fellow co-creators like Petty and my God is a Black Woman and Sekhmet when she comes up, and others in our community who help take that edge off. So
Is that what that is? A little plus? That's what I click? It
Yeah.
doesn't click. Oh, it worked. Okay.
I hope you all don't mind me talking every so often. I
Sorry, that's
I
just my
would
husband.
request to come in, but we'd have a horrible echo.
That's all
You
right.
have to walk me through TikTok. I'm still very new to TikTok.
All right, guys. After we talk with Alexi, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. Let's try to get me to 110 before I end it. That would be awesome. 110 for Alexi. But Alexi, are you over 18 or 21? I mean,
I am. I came up on accident though.
that's all right. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Did you
Okay.
want to say anything before I drop you down, though?
I enjoy your content, Petty, Christina's, everybody.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for being part of it, and thank you for listening.
You too. You have a good night.
You too.
I want to say he was making assumptions about me that were so stupid. And I was going to dig into my trauma. Like, I literally lost hair behind a racist professor. A racist, like, I was in STEM, and my professor targeted me. And I had to have him at least 3 times, or I wasn't going to be able to get my degree. I had to work at that time, too, and I had a man at that job following me around, so I was scared all the time. That was one of the most stressful times in my life, trying to get my damn degree. I graduated with a 3.9. Damn, I almost lied. Nearly a 4.0. And then when I got out here in the world, I realized I couldn't even get the fucking job that I wanted. And when I got the job I wanted, it wasn't the job I wanted. I'm overqualified and underpaid at the same fucking time. I'm sure I earned more than him. When I got to this job, I'm the newest person on the team. My higher ups stole my idea within 4 months. He wasn't going to believe it.
There's nothing you said that could have made him believe that you were speaking the truth, because all he saw was your face. He would have never believed anything you said.
Which is the actual racism that I was trying to explain to him.
Yeah. And he was looking at it in such a myopic view. Like, it's not just about the slavery. It's not just about Jim Crow. It's the cumulative, negative, terrible things that we have collectively done and continue to do to Black people.
And because he can't see it, because he'll never experience it, he doesn't believe it exists. I can't tell you how many interviews I've been on because of the way I speak. And then when I walk in, you see that look on their face like, oh, fuck, she's Black. Yeah, that's right. I am. But because of the way I speak, and I'm not putting on any effect, this is the way I speak all the time. So when I go in for an interview, they're like, oh, you see their brain glitch. You see it in their face. You see their eyes like, holy fuck, she's Black. Yeah, bitch, I'm Black. Now what?
Right. Right. No, it's not fluff, my God. It's Black woman.
Not to say, it's real close. Okay, I think I'm in the garden, y'all. So sorry.
You're good, girl. Since my life began, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Petty, thank you for hanging out and modding so well for me today. You were amazing. I appreciate you so much.
Of course, friend.
And my God's Black woman, thanks for coming up and hanging out. You too, Sekhmet. Angel, it's nice to have you around. You're welcome back. Same with you, Andy. If you guys want to come back, learn, listen in, we appreciate you. Thank you guys for all hanging out with me. You all have a good night.
Good night.
My guys.
the delivery company, because we already just like just shipped this and it was already just in the hand of delivery company here. They lost those, so